Come in, Lieutenant. This is General Garza. I see you've landed in Anchorhead. Tatooine is a vast and dangerous desert of a planet, and I'm afraid you can't count on having Republic support during your mission there.
I work better on my own anyway.
I never said you'd be completely alone, Lieutenant. In the absence of military assets, I've arranged a local contact to assist you in your mission. Ole Claren, the mayor of Anchorhead. Mayor Claren may not be a soldier, but he knows the area extremely well and can put his city's resources, whatever those may be, at your disposal.
I'll talk to the guy.
Be sure to remember that this operation is top secret, Lieutenant. I told Mayor Claren only that you're undertaking an important mission, which is all that he needs to know. Understood?
I'll proceed with caution, General.
Very good. That's all I have for you at the moment. Proceed with the operation. Garza out.
Who's ready for how not to design a desert planet? Ping to you, Flagant. Did you know that I'm on a secret mission? Cool, Traxia. Still no. That's still too much. Hey, Tyron.
Here.
Yep, it's time to hit up Nimbus 3. Why are you in my party? Get out of my party. Get out of my party.
I'm gone.
Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hang on. The price would be me winning the lottery, Triaxia. If I win the lottery, I'll consider it. Otherwise, no. I'm glad you like the thumbnail. Whoever that is. I know who Cord is. No, Act. We probably won't be for about a week or two. Thank you, Narset. Always appreciate. I will jot that down for various things as soon as I figure out what they are. Yeah, every MMO starts with some slog. Every single one of them. Wait till we get to WoW. I've praised WoW a lot. BC will not score well. Looks like Citizen Sleeper, whatever that is. Avion, whatever that is. And Dungeon Siege 2. Whatever that is. Oh yeah, let's take that stim. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Oh yeah. I'm ready to kill people for the Republic. So of course, there's the planetary primary, which we're ignoring. I do like that those are labeled now. I was actually going to ding that, but they're labeled, so no dings. The Repire in Public. There we go, there we go. Tavis, welcome to Tatooine. As you may or may not know, it is legally bound for any Star Wars work to either be on Tatooine or a desert planet, one of the two. that functionally looks exactly like Tatooine. In all honesty, I do like the visuals of Tatooine by memory. But I have a feeling it's not going to score well gameplay-wise, mostly because the first time I ever played this game, the first part at which I realized that the overworld design was terrible was Tatooine. So
That puts the tally somewhere around 64, sir. But we've still got some volunteers digging through the rubble to be sure.
64. So many. So much death, and for what? Why is this happening? What have we done to deserve this?
We still don't have any leads, sir, but I'm sure... Excuse me, who are you? This is the mayor's office. You can't just barge in here without an appointment.
I'm a soldier. The mayor knows I'm coming.
You must be the lieutenant, the one General Garza told me about. I am so thankful that you're here. Please, Lieutenant, I need your help. My city, the people of Anchorhead, need your help.
How can I be of assistance?
Someone is attacking us, Lieutenant. Bombs have been going off all over Anchorhead, more than a dozen just in the past week. And we have no idea who's behind them. No threats, no demands or warnings. Innocent people are being murdered without any explanation.
Has there been any pattern to the bombings?
Not that we can tell. Storefronts, cantinas, warehouses, all sorts of places have been hit. The victims of the attacks are innocent bystanders. There doesn't seem to be any particular target.
Sir, Mayor Clarence, sir. There's been another bombing. An apartment building over in District 7.
Oh, no. No! How many? Do we know yet?
No, sir, but it's going to be bad. A lot of people lived in the building. A lot of families.
I'll lend a hand, but I have to know you'll assist me in my mission afterward, Mayor Claren.
Anything you need, anything. After the first explosion, there are always more, all in the same area. If you hurry, you might get there in time to stop them. Please, Lieutenant, protect my people, and I'll do anything I can to help your mission. Please, hurry!
God damn it, get out of my party.
Yes, sir.
Stupid. Ugh. I'm not doing the frickin' balloon. We're trying to do this as quickly as possible without actually rushing. Not as slowly as possible while rushing. Because that's what that would boil down to. Oh, right, I have to do that from here, don't I?
Ready and able.
There. Although she was selected, so I have no idea what the game was on about.
What? Who's there?
Just hang in there, Bennett. I'm Kana. I'm your neighbor, remember? You're going to be okay. Just try not to move, all right?
Oh, okay, sure. But my leg...
Don't worry, you'll be safe now.
Hear that, Bennett? You're going to be just fine.
I can see to this man's wounds. Sir, can you hear me? I need you to tell me your name, sir.
What? I'm Bennett. Are you a doctor?
Is he... Will he be all right? Can you take care of him?
The sergeant will get your friend patched up.
I'll have this man stabilized momentarily, but he will still require rapid evacuation to the nearest medical facility.
Thank goodness. We're so lucky you arrived when you did. I was outside. I just stepped out, and all of a sudden, I'm face down in the sand, a half a block away.
Droid. It was a droid. Walked in the front door, and boom! Everything went white.
A bomb hidden inside a droid. No wonder no one saw it coming.
Yes, I'm sure of it.
Also messed up when you consider...
Oh no! Oh no, 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 no! Over there! In the doorway!
Droid attack! Die, monsters.
For a moment, gentle being. May I speak with you for a moment, gentle being? It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
In all honesty, this is actually extraordinarily messed up. No joke. Like, this is actually screwed up.
May I speak with you for a moment, gentle being? Greetings. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. How may I serve you? How may I serve you?
First of all, people don't tend to think of droid as people. And they also tend to not notice droids. Now, whether these droids are sentient and sapient is debatable, but are droids within this setting, at this time, sentient and sapient? Yes, that is still a thing. So it's possible these are, or were, sentient sapient people who have been turned into living bombs, who are entirely programmed around the idea of being as polite and just generally affable as possible. Just walking up, hello. Do you mind coming over here for a moment? You know, just really nice about it, you know? And that's really messed up. It's almost as messed up as Giga Pudding's outfit.
Is it over? Are they all dead?
Don't worry. You're safe.
You did it! You really did it! We're safe! Bennett, we're safe!
Good. Good.
We owe you our lives. I wish there were some way we could repay you.
You could always pay me.
As a soldier of the Republic, it's my duty to help.
You're a true hero. I'll never forget what you've done here today. None of us will. Thanks again, stranger.
I'm just joking. Where's Giga? Blomp! So, let's see here. Mr. Red says, of the past 2 ruminations on TOS, which have not been good episodes, the last few of which are left are not very good. So would I say Mark of Gideon is where TOS fully falls off? I don't remember the exact line, to be completely honest. Damn it, Forex. That being stated, I do think that during Season 3, not at the beginning of Season 3, but during Season 3, is absolutely the moment in which TOS started going... And I don't think it's because any of the obvious reasons. I think it's because the reasons I talk about in the rooms. They just started hemorrhaging the talented people who made TOS good. And so it stopped being good. That's all it is to it. The people who were left over were trying to do the best they can with what they had, and what we got was...
I stopped the bombings. There were no casualties beyond the initial blast.
You really did it? Thank you, Lieutenant. Thank you so much. The city of Anchorhead owes you a great debt.
Excuse me, Mayor Claren. I'm sorry to interrupt, sir, but we have an urgent holocall. Someone who claims to have vital information about the bomber's identity.
What? Really? Put them through, Cone.
Oh, hello there, Mayor Claren, sir. My name is Vanto Bazrin, and I have vital information for you regarding... I'm sorry, is that... Sergeant? Is that you? Sergeant, it's me, Fuse, from Ward Mantell. Remember?
How could I forget?
I know you might not believe this, but I'm really glad you're here. If anyone can shut down the imps and stop the bombings in Anchorhead, it's you.
You're betraying the Empire and helping the Republic again?
Yes, please trust me. With my help, you can stop them.
Lieutenant, who is this guy? Can he really help us stop the bombings?
I cannot discuss this individual or my mission, sir.
Please, I don't have much time. If they catch me transmitting, they'll... It won't be good. The Imperials brought me here to design bombs. Desert planet, middle of nowhere, makes sense, right? Then Colonel Gorick, the imp leader, well, he wants to test the bombs, but he won't use the empty deserts. He wanted a live testing ground. He chose Anchorhead.
That son of a... He's killing innocent people just to test your damn bombs?
That's the Empire for you.
Not every Imperial officer is a murderous psychopath, but still, yeah, pretty horrible. As soon as I found out, I told Gorick I wouldn't do it, never. So his men locked me up in here. Gorick's afraid of Tavis, or he would have just killed me. Only you can stop Gorick now. Let me help you. Let me tell you who's putting the bomb droids together.
Why doesn't Gorick construct the droids himself?
He doesn't have the resources, so he hired on some help. A group of Geonosians is building the bomb droids. When each batch is finished, they're sent to the coordinates that Gorick provides. The Geonosians are holed up somewhere outside Anchorhead, but I don't know where the exact location is. Guards are coming now. I have to hide the transmitter before I'm caught. Fuse out.
Oh, okay.
Roger that.
Look, Lieutenant, I don't know the whole story, granted, but I think he was telling us the truth. The Geonosians Fuse mentioned, a big gang of them, moved into an abandoned town nearly 2 months ago. They haven't been a problem, no worse than scavengers. We never imagined they were involved in the bombings.
Sounds like I'm paying these guys a visit.
If you kill the Geonosians' leader, it should put a stop to all of this. But there are so many. Getting in won't be easy.
Havoc Squad can handle anything.
Good luck out there, Lieutenant.
No, his name is Vanto. His call sign is Fuse. Well, Gig is dead. There we go, okay. Do I have... Nope. Damn. Oh, well. I don't remember that particular quest, Mr. Ed. Oh, no, hang on. I do remember that. Just put that in our MSQ. Well, yeah, of course you die. You're in the desert. What else is going to happen? Alright, so let's see here. Walker asked a question. I've never played any MMOs, as I only have about an hour at best to play games on any given day. I really want to finish as many games as I can. Are there any MMOs I could play and only jump on maybe once for an hour a week? Yes, in fact, I can think of 4. WoW, Tor, STO, and FF14. All 4 of these have some mechanic or another that makes it so that it's not really that intensive, and you can essentially play at your own pace. Guild Wars 2, you know what? Okay, I can now add Guild Wars 2 to that list. I'm going the wrong way. I started to pay attention more. I used to not be able to add Guild Wars 2 to that list, but they recently added a thing where you can actually buy the game on Steam. You're probably thinking, well, why couldn't you just buy the game through their launcher? Guild Wars 2 has a problem with it, and it is something we will ding the crap out of it if we ever review it. In Guild Wars 2, there's main quests, and then there's seasons. And each season had to be bought individually, which sucks. Nowadays, you can actually go and just buy, you know, the game. There's like a season pack on Steam. And that allows you to just buy the game, and in the doing, actually own the freaking game you're playing. It's very paradox, and it irritates the snot out of me. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, I can now add Guild Wars 2 to that list. Now, Final Fantasy XIV is kind of a slow-paced game, so that hour is probably not going to be a lot of progress. Honestly, same thing with Tor. STO is you'll probably be able to do 1 episode, which is a sequence of quests in an hour. In Guild Wars 2, you might be able to do 1 or 2 quests. Again, same problem as STO. And in WoW, how much you can get done in WoW in an hour is honestly very dependent on what you're doing, because WoW has every type of content in it. So there is slow, there's fast, and there's in between. That's kind of whatever. So this is Tatooine. As you can see, it's a really boring desert. Negative to visual storytelling. Alright, moving on. Whoops. If you know what you're doing, you can get a lot done in a short period of time in WoW, yes. And I mean that in a good way. WoW can be an extremely dense game, and you know me, I tend to value that. Very true, Warpcore. Because there's an event right now in this game, there's regular events in 14, there's regular events in Guild Wars 2. There's actually an event right now in Guild Wars 2. You say that, Mikes, but you're extremely wrong. Because I've seen several other games, including MMOs, including one I just mentioned, that do desert biomes substantially better than this. This is boring. This is a not completely flat, but the next best thing to a completely flat terrain. Really look at this for a second. Look at the screen for just a moment. and look at the visual design on display. Or more accurately, the lack of visual design. Yeah, Amarang is a perfect example of what I'm talking. Amarang is how you design a desert. This, and I'll tell you exactly what they did, because I've seen the design, I've seen the makings of, when it comes to making zones like this. What they did was they made just the flat terrain, added a, I forget what it's called now. It's basically a randomized bump to it. That's why it's like all bumpy like this. And then they added a texture pattern to it, and it's just the general texture pattern. And then they added a few extra little shadings to try and add a little bit of flavor to it. So it's not the worst desert I've ever seen, but it is still a very bland desert, and to be completely blunt, probably took some designer maybe a day to put together, and that's counting creating the textures. This is not impressive. Now, at least they do something with some of the rock faces, but honestly, the rock faces are pretty boring, too. I don't mean to sound too harsh here, I'm just pointing this out because there's a lot of thought that goes into making an otherwise boring place look good. It's something that I've learned a lot of. It's true in audio design, it's true in visual design. A lot of work goes into making something look good despite what it is. And they didn't do it here, so it doesn't get credit like many of the other nations do. Now, we might actually not give a true negative for this, but I'm leaning towards it. It will absolutely get a negative on the gameplay side of things. Strongest examples, well, I mean, if you want to go with literally a desert and visually constructing a desert, we could go with Amarang in Final Fantasy XIV and Vol'dun in WoW. But if you want to go with audio design, that's going to be a lot trickier. So I don't have one off the top of my head, so we're just going to live without one of those. Okay, rant off. Meanwhile, Giga's trying to throw me into a death pit. Why are you doing this, Giga? Is this because I ran over you earlier? Look, it's a hover car. I didn't actually run over you. Frickin' Geonosians. Bugs! You accuse us of detective craft. Am I understanding correctly?
What I'm saying, my dear friends, is that the latest objective was not destroyed.
Geonosian construction is flawless. Any flaws are in your design, not... Approach with gun. Intruder! What do you hear, human thing scum?
I think I overheard everything I needed to hear.
A Republic soldier. She must be eliminated, Kyvax, immediately!
Elites, swarm, attack, kill. Die, Geonosian. Right, melee. Still not in that mindset. I'll get there. Die. So Trooper's one of your favorites, Tarantulino. Interesting. Do you mind sharing why? Anyways, Walker, if you're there or heard any of that, I hope that answers your question a bit. It also kind of depends on what you want out of an MMO. If you want an excellent story with a really plotting, boring section of gameplay, you want Tor. If you want a game that has a lot of heart and some really awesome moments, but ultimately is extremely flawed and held together with duct tape and string, that's Star Trek Online. If you want an MMO that has huge swaths of non-voice acted cutscenes, which cover probably about 90% of the content of the game, then you want Final Fantasy XIV. If you want a game with inconsistent storytelling that bounces back and forth... I'm going back to the mayor on it. God damn it! If you want a game that bounces back and forth between excellent and terrible storytelling, which at the same time also has, honestly, some of the best quest design and boss design and dungeon design and raid design in the business, you want WoW. And if you want more of an action RPG that has a great story, but at the same time has its own little foibles and probably is the worst one to level in, you want Guild Wars 2. Hi, Shadow Machine. I'm glad you like it. Actually spent most of this morning working on it. Like a couple hours. I should probably mention I haven't leveled in Guild Wars 2 since vanilla, so... I actually slept reasonably well, thank you for asking. I was, however, woken up early. Because of course I was. But I did at least sleep, so that's nice.
I'm so sorry, Mayor Claren. I never imagined it would come to this, you know?
Why not?
Innocent people dead, all because of my designs. I was so stupid.
Well, you're working for the right side now, okay, buddy? We're going to put a stop to this.
The Geonosians were definitely working with the imps.
I know, well, thanks for trusting me after everything that's happened. I really do want to help. Colonel Gorick is, he isn't pleased about you being here, Lieutenant. He has the entire operation on high alert.
Will the alert become a problem for our plans?
I think it's actually going to help us. You see, the base's location is a total secret. I have no idea where we are. The only people who have the base's coordinates are Gorick's commando teams. You'll have to hit one of those teams to get the coordinates.
That sounds easy enough.
When the guards were talking earlier, I overheard them mention a commando team stationed in a cave near the Sand People settlements. The commandos were deployed to test some of my designs on the Sand People. Mines, booby traps, that kind of thing. So the Sand People are, pretty riled up right now.
I'll stay alert.
It may not be long before Gorick decides to pull out entirely, Lieutenant. He's worried that more Republic reinforcements are coming. So, try to reach the cave and get the coordinates off the commandos quickly, before the opportunity is gone.
Good luck out there. You'll need it.
Is there any reason I had to come back to turn in for this? No, of course there isn't. Tatooine's also when the backtracking really starts to rear its ugly head. If you've been paying attention, the entire game has a... I don't want to call it yo-yo, but yo-yo approach to game design. Quest design, more specifically. You're here, you go out. You're here, you go out. You're here, you go out. Now, this can work under the right circumstances. No, Zactat. But what you're seeing is actually my real armor. So, but yeah, no, it's not great. As I've said before, backtracking can be a good thing. It obviously isn't in this case, but, can be.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route. Have a safe and pleasant stay.
All right, Giga, I've got a great idea for you. Hear me out, Giga. Hot wings. Just think about it. My damn notes. I'm just saying, Giga. It solves all the problems at the same time. Just one swift swoop and delicious. All right. Where's Trooper? Here we go. We'll put this under gameplay. But doesn't that just mean less competition for me, Giga? Think about it. Yes, my fast travel doesn't have a cooldown, but I wasn't I'm an idiot. But the point is, despite my idiocy and flagrant stupidity, I did fast travel back as soon as I remembered that. Where am I going? I'm going up here, apparently. Let's see. Oh yeah, by the way, this is part of why, that's a moment, Mr. Red. Or MSQ, actually. Kicking aside. Let's go ahead and say moment. I'll make it a moment. Hey, Testenhauer. Thank you very much for the sub. And welcome to the Ear Club. Always appreciate you. Much obliged. Thank you. Ranjit's just a badly written everything.
Please select an
I
available
think we
travel
gave
route.
him something like 8 negatives. Hang on, Malachor, not yet, not yet. And Tatooine we'll put down here under all. Oh, Shadowbringers is legit, and still probably my favorite FF14 expansion, and by probably I mean definitely. Just, you know... Anyways, welcome to the Year Club, Testenhauer. I will put that anniversary sub towards Thief 1. Give me a moment. Hey, Dr. Winter. Die, monsters.
Incoming!
So, is there something I can improve Tor in the new expansion story content? Yes, write it good. I think that's a good start. Write good. Yeah, that's the other thing that starts to be a problem with Tatooine, and will be a problem in several other zones as well. Visual navigation, which is a part of visual distinction. I'm looking forward to the expansions when we get there. It should be interesting to see how they rank. Oh god, Belsavis. Do not remind me of Belsavis, please. I am not looking forward to that nonsense. That sounds very MSQ to me, Mr. Red. It's okay, we'll only really have to do Belsavis twice.
Identify yourself immediately.
Havoc Squad, pleased to meet you.
What? I thought Havoc Squad was on our side now, Sarge.
We'll figure it out when they're dead. Open fire!
Well, that's rude. I just said hi, and you're all just like... Yes, he's secretly a Shy Gang. And dead. Oh, you surrendered. Smart kid.
Surrender! I surrender! Please!
All I need is the location of your base. Tell me that and you can go.
Base coordinates. Here, on this data pad. Please. Mercy. Mercy.
No mercy for Imperials. No.
You're free to go, soldier. Thank you for your cooperation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lieutenant, can you hear me? This is Oleg Claren. Are you there, Lieutenant?
I read you loud and clear.
Hughes just called. He said Colonel Gorick is pulling out. He's going to run for it, Lieutenant. That scum killed dozens of innocent people for his tests. Those people deserve justice. Their families deserve justice. Please hurry, Lieutenant. Gorick has to pay for what he's done.
I'll move out immediately, sir.
You've got him on the run. Now finish him off. Good luck, Lieutenant. Claren out. Right.
You need... Okay. Hang on. Pretty sure I can hit this, and then this. That's a good question, Act. Ask me again when we play Sith Warrior. Because we'll be playing Sith Warrior. Your dark side. Absolutely pure.
Please select an available travel route.
Except for Vet. I'm not going to do that. So, Mr. Red asks, is there any fictional magic system that copied the Force? Do you think it did a good job of it? I can't think of any fictional magic system that copied the Force, period. I'm sure there is one, but for some reason, nothing's coming to mind. So that'd be my answer to that question. Whoops. Dr. Winter mentions, on the main fleet, there should be a terminal that allows you to accept repeatable missions on each planet, which is super convenient. Thoughts? So I have no idea what you're talking about. So I'm going to have to go see it for myself before I can judge anything. Because I don't know what you're talking about, and therefore can't really make a judgment. I'm assuming it's based on stuff like Ilum, or Elam, or however you're supposed to pronounce that. And you can just pick up those quests on the station rather than going down. We'll see. Yeah, that's actually a good point. What is there to copy in the Force? Define the Force for me, Mr. Red. Okay, so this is a slightly more visually interesting place. I'll give you that, Tatooine. Still not great, but it is better. I think I'll call this good enough to not give it a negative. What do you think? Because at least there's something here, right? But it's definitely not a positive, unlike every planet we've been to so far. And oh my god. I'll talk more about the actual overworld design of Tatooine when we actually are doing it on our smuggler, because oh my god. Yeah. Anyways, Caspian says, who's more evil, the average Sith Imperial officer, the average Galactic Imperial officer? In the EU, I would say Tor. In the AU, I would say the Galactic Empire. Because the AU has really been pushing the idea that the Galactic Empire are Nazis. End statement. So, there are at least nuanced characters in the Sith Imperial Empire. Whereas in the Galactic Imperial Empire, in the AU, it's not. There we go. Let's see. What class are the most interested to see how this goes? So, the two classes I am most curious about, in terms of scoring, are Jedi Knight and Trooper. I honestly wanted to do those first, but we had to rejigger that. You're probably thinking, but why, Laura? I don't know why you talk like that. Don't ask me. The reason why is because... Now, hang on, I'll give you a dwarven accent. You have to tell me why you think that way, Lord. Okay, there we go. So... I mean, you can do it all you want, Cubic, but... EU and AU is an accurate and correct term, which I didn't even come up with, admittedly, but I champion the concept of. But yes, Darth Tower is correct. I want to judge which is actually worse. Trooper, which universally I have hated every time I've played it, or Jedi Knight, which I have universally hated every time I've played it. Pop an experience booster here. Need to be as high level as possible. You always were, Castle. Now here's your beetle stuff. Ding. Will Star Wars benefit with a third power to disrupt light side versus dark side? I sure hope so, because that's going to happen in the rewrite. I've actually already talked about what I'm probably going to do with the Force. The only reason for that asterisk is because, you know, that's something that needs to be debated in the writer's room. But, yeah, no, I absolutely think that there's a lot of potential there.
You made it just in time.
Did you guys get warped
Gorick
into
called for
the...
a full-scale evacuation. He's already at the hangar in the back of the base overseeing the evacuation, and He has my bomb designs with him. Please, you have to get to the landing area and stop Gorick before he escapes with my bomb designs.
Am I supposed to just leave you here?
I'm clearly not going anywhere, Lieutenant. After you've taken down Gorick, you can...
Warning. Warning. Self-destruct sequence initialized. All personnel must evacuate to the hangar area immediately. This is not a drill. Countdown sequence initialized. Warning. Warning. Facility detonation imminent.
Oh no, we're too late. The entire base, it's gonna be vaporized. We're out of time.
There must be some way to shut down the self-destruct sequence.
You'd have to go to the command center to cancel the detonation, and... well, you could even unlock myself from there. But by the time you reach the command center and stop the explosion, Gorick will have escaped with my bomb designs. That can't happen.
I'm sure I can stop the explosion and get Gorick if I move fast enough.
No, you have to leave me. By the time you cancel the self-destruct, Gorick will be long gone. Please, there isn't time to argue. It's down to me or the bomb designs, and, well, there's only one good choice there.
Gorick can't be allowed to escape with those bomb designs.
You should hurry. We spent too much time talking already. The hangar is at the other end of the base. Good luck, Lieutenant. And, please tell General Garza I'm sorry I let her down.
Nice knowing you.
So long.
And he's dead. All right, let's go. So anyways, see, what I think is the AU is total garbage, top to bottom. That's definitely something I think if you've ever seen me talk about the AU.
Alpha Squad, Beta Squad, Gamma Squad, check. Good. Delta? Where is Delta Squad?
Not sure, sir. They should be here by now.
No one else is going to be making it.
There's the advance with gun.
Ah, yes. Well, that clears things up.
Intruder! All squads, open!
Hold your fire, Captain. I'd like a word with this one. Do you have any idea what you've done here? What you've cost me? Cost the Empire? I'll have to spend months locating another sufficiently worthless planet with another town full of sufficiently worthless beings if I'm to conduct any useful research at all.
I'm going to enjoy taking you down.
Oh, I can't wait to watch you try.
All squads, open fire!
And we're dead. Oh. Who wants to defend Knight?
Incoming!
How prepared are you to be extremely wrong? Or fail miserably. One of your two. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is really dumb. I just... Very unnecessary. Very forced.
Squad,
very fake drama.
Get me a solid perimeter ASAP. You must be the commander of Havoc Squad. I'm Lieutenant Tasser, sir. 43rd Advanced Recon Squad.
What can I do for you, Lieutenant?
General Garza rerouted us from a 2-week sightseeing op on Ryloth to assist you, Lieutenant. Looks like you've already taken care of things, though.
I mean, that's what asshole said, Valvedrix, so I suppose I could see where he's going with on that.
The mission was a complete success.
Garza mentioned a possible prisoner for us to haul back to Coruscant. So did you find the guy or what? If he's still running loose, we could lend you a hand.
The objective could not be taken alive.
Can't win them all, I guess. All right, people. Let's sweep through the rubble and see if we can find the target's body to take back to General Garza. See you around, sir.
Well, that was a waste of everything. Back we go. I suppose it's both, but empty text is a form of padding, so padding it is, Mr. Red. I didn't acknowledge that sub. Thank you, Cronin. Always appreciate those subs. I didn't see what you wanted to put it towards, though, so if you want to put it towards something, please let me know. Yeah, next is Alderaan. We're actually already done with Tatooine. It's the only saving grace is that it's short. Which it won't be when we actually do the frickin' quests, but, you know, whatever. That's just... Swan Song, you got it. Oh, yeah, let's go get the Datacrons. Great idea. Yeah, that's it. We're done, Caspian. We're done. And it still took too damn long. That's the funny part.
Lieutenant, you made it! Please, have a seat. Tell me what happened. Was your mission against the Imperials a success?
I wiped them out.
Fantastic. This is incredibly good news, Lieutenant. Congratulations, you won! So what about Fuse? Was he all right? Were you able to rescue him?
All of the details about Fuse are classified, I'm afraid.
Shame. I really took a liking to him. Be nice to know if he made it out safe. So, your general called while you were gone. I filled her in on what I knew. Nice lady. Stern, though.
Don't get me started on General Garza.
Anyway, she wants you to call her from your ship before you take off. She was pretty insistent about it, actually. I hope there's nothing wrong.
Post-mission debriefing. Standard procedure.
Oh, good. Personally, I think I've had enough crises for 3 lifetimes. Well, Lieutenant, the people of Anchorhead owe you an incredible debt. You've saved countless lives from a threat we never could have imagined. I managed to scrape together a small reward for you. It's the least we could do to thank you.
No, thank you.
No reward is necessary.
That's generous of you, Lieutenant. I know the people affected by these bombings will really appreciate it. So, I guess this is where we part ways. It's been a real pleasure having you here, Lieutenant. An honor. We'll never forget what you've done for us.
The Republic prides itself on protecting the innocent.
Well, be sure the Republic knows how much we appreciate the help. Good luck, Lieutenant. You'll always be welcome in Anchorhead.
Ironically, we already have 2 good companions on Trooper. Forex and Alara. They're both pretty legit, and they've both gotten positives. So, yeah. Up to the ship, and that's it! That was Tatooine. Next. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Where the hell am I? Oh, God. I'm gonna finally beat Trooper. And at that point, I will actually be done with Trooper. What do you want to bet? By the way, someone asked what A stands for in AU. It stands for alternate. So, the whole point of EU versus AU and all that, it has to do with how continuity works. Let me talk about this for just a second. Let's say that I have a story about Darth Tyron, who is like, I go into this pocket dimension and I go do adventures in this pocket dimension, okay? Now, he never leaves that pocket dimension. He stays there the whole time, and everything he does is completely segregated from everything else happening within the setting. But he's still in the setting. Defining the setting is one of the important things to do when it comes to judging and figuring out how continuity works and how continuities work, right? Canons, that is to say. So, for example, in Star Trek, I'll use Star Trek as a direct example, the Kelvin timeline is still part of the Prime Star Trek setting. I mean, we do have Prime Spock there, and it is a branch-off timeline, just like the Mirror Universe is, just like some other aspects. So that is still Star Trek's setting. But if I were to bring up a Star Trek book right now, that is actually not set within the Star Trek setting because it is not a part of that. It is a separate individual thing that has nothing... Nothing's the wrong word. That is disconnected from the primary setting. Does that make sense? So the whole point behind the definitions of terms like EU and AU is to define different settings. So Star Wars' AU is a completely different setting from Star Wars' EU, even though they actually share several pieces. Because that's how canon works. I hope any of that made sense. Alderaan.
Lieutenant, thank you for calling. From what I hear, you've been very busy. We have quite a bit to discuss. First, congratulations on stopping the bombings in Anchorhead. Mayor Claren was both impressed and grateful. Well done.
Glad I could make a difference.
You've represented the Republic very well in this. Good job. I also understand that you not only located Fuse, but routed an entire Imperial research facility in the process. Lieutenant Tasser filed his report only moments ago, actually. I'm sorry he and his men couldn't arrive sooner.
Lieutenant Tasser was very helpful, General.
I'm glad to hear it. Tasser described the Imperial facility as a flaming graveyard, and I understand Fuse was among the deceased. I'll admit I'm a bit confused by that turn of events. According to Mayor Claren, Fuse cooperated and was instrumental in your operation.
The Imperial base was rigged to detonate. Fuse insisted I leave him behind to stop Gorick.
That was very noble of him. What about the bomb designs that Fuse created for the Imperials? Were you able to retrieve a copy?
Got it right here.
Excellent, Lieutenant. I'll download them to Coruscant for review. I have nothing further for you, Lieutenant. Carry on with your mission and keep up the good work. Garza out.
It actually irritates me quite a bit that two of my favorite classes, Agent and Sith Warrior, have some of my least favorite companions.
Got a problem, sir. Weapons malfunction. I had a couple of misfires during that prison run. I think the barrel might be out of whack. Not surprising given all the action we've seen. With your permission, I'd like to inspect the rest of the squad's ordnance. Make sure everything's up to code.
Including mine, flirt!
Way to think ahead, Jorgen.
That's what I do. When you're sniping enemies from 800 meters, any imperfection in the blaster can ruin your shot.
You hit targets from that far? Oh, you're good.
Part of the job, sir.
2 flirt options, both of which we declined because I don't like hairballs.
Sir, I need to speak to you immediately. I've received a strange holomessage that appears to bear Imperial signal codes. I haven't watched it yet. I wanted you present to supervise and confirm that I'm not engaged in secret communications with Imperial personnel.
We better watch it immediately.
Yes, sir. I'll load it now.
Alara, it's me, Alexei. I hope you're well. It's been a long time.
Alexei? Sir, this message is from my brother. I don't know what to say.
I know this must be hard for you.
It's more surprising than anything. I honestly never thought I'd see his face again.
I'm sorry to contact you like this, but I need your help. My men and I, we're as good as dead.
It's a trap.
We're on Nar Shaddaa. We were caught tampering with one of the Hutt's operations. We never dreamed the slugs would have so much security. These Hutts are Imperial allies, Alara. There is no rescue team. We'll be disavowed and left to die. Please. You're my only hope now.
How do we know Alexei isn't leading us into a trap?
We should proceed with caution. But I don't believe my brother is lying to us. I believe I can bring him to our side. I know my brother better than anyone. I can convince him to defect. Perhaps it's best if I see to this matter alone, sir. Alexei will be much easier to convince if he doesn't feel outnumbered.
If you can bring him in willingly, then all the better.
Coordinates are included at the end of the message. I'll prep my gear for search and rescue.
And fade to black.
The operation was a complete
She's
success,
back.
sir. Per Code 23 of the Enemy Interaction Guidelines, Alexei officially defected to the Galactic Republic. Given the circumstances, we didn't have much time to catch up, but I have my brother back. Thank you for allowing me to help him.
You see my frickin' point with these other companion quests? With these frickin' just... You see why we're going to be giving these a negative individually, probably? That is a negative. That is 100% a negative. That has irritated me ever since the first time I saw it, and it pisses me off even now.
I'm happy to hear that everything worked out.
Hopefully Personnel Division will allow me to stay in contact with Alexei. Not privately, of course, and help guide him through the defection process. I should start compiling notes for him. Thanks again, sir.
Question is it story or story and gameplay? All the negatives! Some of these are actually pretty cool and interesting too, and will probably actually be positives. It's just they will also be negatives if they pull that crap, which they just did.
Sir, I found our first potential target for the Morale Improvement Initiative. An Imperial propagandist known as the Ambassador. I've collected a sample of his lies for your review.
Friends, the Ambassador would have you know that you needn't live in fear. You needn't bow to men who are your inferiors. In the Empire, you can live a life of purpose and accomplishment, where only those most fit to rule guide our society. A life of greatness.
Give me our intel on this guy.
The SAS has found no concrete data. He effectively has no personal history before becoming the Ambassador. Clearly an Imperial cover-up. These spurious recordings are broadcast all over the galaxy, filling people with doubts about our noble cause. The Ambassador is the public face of our enemy. Removing him will boost Republic troops' morale and combat effectiveness.
As soon as you locate the Ambassador, let me know.
You'll be the first person I notify, sir. Sir, we've had a breakthrough. The Ambassador has been spotted.
Sweet!
He's staying in a suite at the Star Cluster Casino on Nar Shaddaa. If I move quickly, I can take him before he's relocated.
Sounds like a plan, 4X.
For the Republic!
And ready for it? This is going to be a big battle. He's going to go to a neutral territory, fight countless forces, fight an impossible foe, and it's done.
Report that the mission was a complete success. Though the Ambassador had 15 armed guards in his casino suite,
15.
I managed to storm through them all, grab the lying fool, and leap out through the window.
Wish I could have seen that.
Sounds like you really took them by surprise.
Very much so, sir. The enemy never had a chance. Having timed my assault perfectly, the Ambassador and I landed on a passing Ugnaught salvage scow after a mere 130-meter fall. Once I had made my apologies to the proprietors of the scow, I turned my prisoner over to the SAS, and the toll of liberty rang out across the galaxy.
Bong.
Excellent work, 4X.
Now that the Ambassador's influence won't be spewing across the galaxy, I suspect we'll see a marked improvement in Republic morale. The only problem now will be selecting an even more impressive target.
But yeah, you see why I hate this crap? Because I hate this crap. I really do. It's definitely a cat, Cubic. So here's the thing, Dr. Winter. I actually did think about that, and I apparently forgot to say things out loud. So you say, we asked about the lack of companion missions being a negative. Here's the problem. There are companion missions. And that's the problem. That what we just did was a companion mission. Do you see the issue here? It would quite literally be better if these little quests did not exist. I also think it would be better if, and someone in chat just suggested this, we have just dialogue and cutscenes up until, until we get to the 50. And once we get to the 50 range, it's like, hey, I've got an actual quest. Then we go do an actual quest, and that's when we resolve their particular companion arc. Tor had a lot of problems with formulaic design, and I don't want to sound like every game has to try something new, but it's very, very clear that several aspects... I know, right, Cashel? There are several aspects of Tor that are demonstrably worse because they were trying to fit a mold that they clearly couldn't. And the companion quests are one of those, because all the companions have to have quests. That's the BioWare standard, and there's a good reason for that. But they didn't either have the time or the budget or the whatever to actually do it, so instead we get this jury-rigged crap. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking negative to gameplay, obviously. As terrifying music plays, of course. Giving it to each companion... Correct, Venters. The primary companion, with one exception, usually has a quest. So we have Jorgen quests, we have... I can't think of her name, quests for Bounty Hunter. And I can't think of any of the companions' names quests. But the point is, all those primary companions, that's the first companion you get, Mako, thank you. They actually have real quests. You know, the kind of things that everyone else should have had. And you know what really irritates me about this is they had plenty of capacity to go back and fix this. Really. Given how they structure quest design, it wouldn't have been that hard to throw something in there in the middle. But they didn't. So... anyways. Don't remind me of Kaleo again. So, on to Alderaan. Yeah, those would be outro. Most likely, Mr. Red. Boop. Ironically, this is her theme.
Come in, Lieutenant. This is General Garza. I understand you've just set down on Alderaan. The political situation on Alderaan is highly complicated. The world's ruling families are mired in a civil war for control of the planet. House Organa supports the Republic, so they're our primary ally. Your mission against the Havoc Traders is priority 1, but try to aid the Organas where you can as well.
I'll do everything I can.
The Empire supports House Organa's rival, House Thul. Thul was banished from Alderaan, but with the Empire's support, they've returned to make an attempt for control of the planet.
How much support is Thul actually getting from the Empire?
Quite a bit. Intelligence reports indicate that Imperial troops operate openly on Thul's behalf all over Alderaan. Now, your primary mission. Your target is Gearbox. A captured Thul nobleman has revealed his presence to our House Organa allies. Apparently, Gearbox is aiding House Thul and the Empire in their effort to take control of Alderaan, though we don't yet know the full nature of that assistance.
I'll ascertain Gearbox's objective immediately, General.
If it's something of interest, certainly recover what records you can, but your main objective remains the man himself. You should speak to the Thul nobleman that House Organa captured, and see if you can get more information from him. The Thul prisoner is being held in isolation at House Organa's estate. I left strict instructions that no one interact with him further until you arrive.
Are there any limitations on questioning the prisoner?
I'll leave that to your discretion, Lieutenant. But this man is currently our only link to Gearbox. We wouldn't want to waste that. The overseer at Organa's detention center is a man named Bala Cormac, a captain in their house military. He will be your primary contact. That's it, Lieutenant. Question the prisoner, determine Gearbox's whereabouts, and neutralize him. Understood?
I'll be done in no time.
Good luck, Lieutenant. Garza out.
Awkward pause. Hey, General? General, you okay? Sorry, she just had a stroke. She'll call you back later. Okay. So, I'm not sure if I agree, Malachor, but I'll debate it. I'll chew on it a little bit. See you around, Dr. Winter. Welcome to Alderaan. Actually, I do have a playlist for Alderaan. Hang on. It's this one. Damn it! We need to be committing more war crimes in order to save the General's life. Hopefully Alderaan will be as quick and painless as Tatooine was. It, of course, will not. Good morning, Ross. Have you noticed that some of the worlds are just much worse to slog through? Like, Terrace was just bam, done. And then Nar Shaddaa was, ugh. And then Tatooine was zoom, and then this one, well, we'll see how this goes. That's what I'm going to say here. So Alderaan, I do like Alderaan visually, but this planet just needs to be blown up. Just... Got a little procession going on here. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, you're just making a joke. Not really. Screw this goddamn planet. I mean, Alderaan is no Belsavis. But these frickin' bugs. This is the bug planet. And I hate bugs so much. I want them all dead. I want their families dead. I want their puppies dead. Okay, so spare the pup. Spare the puppies. Spare the puppies. I want their kittens. Okay, their kittens can live too. But everything else is dead. I will give them this. Alderaan is probably going to get the brickwork positive. Because, I mean, look at it. Wait till we actually get down to the mountains. Because there's going to be some cool-looking stuff. Yeah, Alderaan is gorgeous, honestly. Then again, I want to live in Switzerland or Sweden someday, so what the hell do I know? Yeah, I know. Weird pics. Alright, time for assassination missions.
Whoa. Hold up a minute, friend. The detention area is restricted. I'm going to need to see some identification before you come in here.
Here you go.
Thank you. Let's have a look then. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't recognize you. Well, your general told us someone was coming, but he didn't say who. You'll be wanting to talk to our esteemed guest from House Thul, won't you? He's a tough one. We worked him over a dozen times, and he still won't talk.
Your orders were to keep the prisoner in isolation, Captain.
Well, yeah, I mean, we kept him away from all the other prisoners, kept anyone outside from talking to him, sure. But we wanted to be sure the man wasn't wasting your time with some made-up story.
So you beat him up a bunch.
General Garza will be informed of what you've done.
I apologize and take full responsibility, Lieutenant, sir. Please tell General Garza that we were only trying to help. So, going back to the prisoner, sir, his name is Marcus Thul. Our boys caught old Marcus sneaking into the castle with a dozen Imperial commandos, set on cutting the head of House Organa into Throntibate.
If you captured any Imperials, I'll need to speak with them as well.
I'm afraid there aren't any, Lieutenant. They all went down during the fight. Took a lot of our boys with them, too. Anyways, as soon as we got the shock cuffs on him, Marcus starts in on the gearbox stuff. Critical intelligence, Republic Special Forces will want to know, that sort of thing. That's when we called your people.
I should speak with the prisoner at once.
Absolutely, sir. Sorry to have held you up so long. Marcus is in holding cell 5, Lieutenant. I've set the security door to grant you access, whenever you're ready.
Just for you, Giga. Sort of. Not just for you, admittedly. Mostly for you.
So, a visitor. Welcome. I am Marcus and Darius Thul. Your aspect and equipment are not those of House Organa. Whom do you represent?
If you cooperate, I can make life much easier for you.
Ah, so my offer of information has finally reached the correct persons. I can tell you all about Gearbox, the Empire, and their activities. But before I help you, you must help me. I want protection for my wife and daughter.
I don't think so. Bull is an option you can pick. We're not picking that because we're not stupid.
I'm not sure I understand.
My wife and daughter, they still live amongst my house, and amongst the Imperials. If I tell you what I know, they will suffer for that betrayal. I won't allow this. So until my family is safe, I can tell you nothing.
I will break you. Boom! And we can hit him again.
Lead me to Gearbox and I'll do whatever you want.
If I tell you where he is now, you could simply deal with him and leave, gaining me nothing. Perhaps a compromise. I tell you part of what I know to prove the veracity of my claims. If you find that my intelligence is accurate, you help my family. After which, I will tell you exactly how to locate Gearbox.
Let's hear this intel of yours.
Among other projects, Gearbox has helped construct a hidden, highly sophisticated missile battery capable of eradicating any Organa force that approaches Thul territory. Destroying this missile battery would greatly benefit your Organa allies and prove how accurate my information is. All you need do for the rest is protect my wife and daughter.
We'll talk after I'm done checking your intel. If you're telling the truth, then I'll protect your family.
Then you will have what you seek. Farewell.
Here's what I'm willing to do for the 1 through 50 stuff. Because I have heard the 1 through 50 stuff quite a bit. Oh, sorry, cutscene.
I gotta say, Lieutenant, you're something else. Until you showed up, Marcus had barely spouted 20 words at us. Don't know about this business with Marcus's wife and daughter, though. The boys upstairs may not approve of cutting deals with this guy.
Your superior's opinions have no impact on my mission.
Okay, sure. But these guys can make life very hard. Believe me. Just figured I'd warn you now. So what about Marcus's story? All of this missile launcher business. You think he's telling the truth?
I don't think he's lying to us.
Me neither, actually. I generally don't trust Thuls as a rule, of course. But I get the feeling this guy's too good for lying. Well, good luck out there, friend. Who knows? Maybe you'll find some clues about this Gearbox guy. I'll keep an eye on Marcus while you're gone.
That's actually primary optional, really, Mr. Red. That's referring to the weapon chain. Well, you see Arcono. Anyways, so let's see if I can warp over there. Nope, that's okay. Where's the thinger? There's a thinger, right? Surely there's a thinger. Surely, surely. Nope, there's no thinger. Thinger be gone! Alright. What was I going to say? Here's what I'm going to do with the music. The music will get a gameplay positive because there's some decently good music here and there. That's for the 1 through 50 stuff.
Select an available travel route. Have a safe and pleasant stay.
The music direction can't be judged because I can't play the music for cutscenes because we'll get copywronged. So, as usual, what's the rule when it comes to reviewing? For any game, not just an MMO. Never chord! I was waiting for someone to actually pick up on the fact that that was Belsavis. I mean, yes, Darth Tyrant, but what I was going for was the goal is always to review as much as is feasible, not as much as is possible. Or, put into slightly different terminology, it is not possible for us, or feasible for us, sorry, it's not feasible for us to judge the music direction in this game, so we don't judge it. It's the same reason we probably won't be judging raids in this game. And while we'll be leaving some other holes in the overall thing. Like, I could probably really dig into PvP and judge it properly. But I'm not going to. And we don't have enough people for raids, and I can't do raids like I can in WoW. So, you get the idea. We'll be doing flashpoints. I believe we'll be doing all the flashpoints. Dungeons are generally doable. I think the only MMO where we almost assuredly will not review the dungeons is Guild Wars 2.
Here they come!
Guild Wars 1 doesn't have dungeons in the traditional sense of the word, or raids in the traditional sense of the word. But Guild Wars 1 does have something we will not be judging. Two things, actually. Hard mode, and I don't remember what they call them, but it's the super optional areas. The way it works in Guild Wars 1 is you go to these super optional areas, and you're like, hey, I'm ready! And it's super hard, and it's super terrible, and it's the worst. We're not judging those. What? Oh, right, I need to take out the missile batteries. Well, Mal's dead. Where's Mal? Where did Mal die? Mal. Where's Mal? Oh, there's Mal. Okay, hang on. The Dreadmasters. Another reason to dislike Belsavis. But yeah, like if you've ever done the Underworld or Starrow's Furnace, stuff like that, that's the raid equivalent in Guild Wars 1. Where's... There you are. No, that's not you. Where are you? For God's sakes. And now to be dismounted. Oh wow, I wasn't dismounted. I'm just shocked by that. No, that's still... I mean, it is idiocy, but the problem is the quest chain, so that's still primary optional, Mr. Red. The idiot volleyball of the weapon chain is its own thing. Missiles. Where are the missiles? Where are they? Where did you hide the bombs? I have to start shaking people again. Listen, we all know Hut Ball is the best. Everybody knows that. I'm with her. Let's see. Umbral Magnus asks, what's my favorite Tor ship? No, I'm going to stick with my answer from yesterday. Bounty Hunters at the top, followed by Agent, followed by the Sith, followed by the other Sith, followed by the Jedis. No, followed by Smuggler, then the Jedis, then Trooper. As a reminder, it is still not MSQ, Mr. Red. Weapon is not MSQ. Yeah, I've never liked B-Wings. Then again, I've never liked X-Wings. Or A-Wings, or... I like Y-Wings. Y-Wings are cool. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, to wings! Let's see here. Delete. Whoop. Hi. Here's a question for those of you who actually understand this question. I don't actually like chicken that much, so chicken tenders would be my answer, whatever that is.
I'll help you.
Thanks, Dorn. Oh yeah, purely aesthetic, Space Cadet. In terms of actual layout, I'll have to think about that, because that is a valid gameplay mentality. And in that case, the Sith would probably be on the top, because the Sith TIE Fighter is actually very well and efficiently laid out.
This is Primary. I've got some fresh ballistic data for the MR3s you've got loaded down there.
That's him, isn't it, sir? Former Lieutenant Bex Kolos. Gearbox.
Been studying your personnel files, haven't you?
Affirmative, sir. I thought it best to learn what I could about our targets in advance.
We've been doing some testing for Project B and worked out new results for your range recs. You want to nudge those MR3s a good 0.053 degrees positive lateral to get clean hits on Zone 3. Anyhow, stay sharp out there, kids. Maybe once Project B is complete, we'll have you over for a little demonstration. Primary out.
Project B. Does the term have any significance for you, Lieutenant? Do you know what he's talking about?
No ideas here, Sergeant.
Perhaps Marcus Thul would know more. We should question him further. I'll follow your lead, sir.
As long as we don't question him farther. That would be unacceptable. And we're back to Organa Castle. Whoop, that's Belsavis. I mean, the Venator is a gorgeous show, but I'll take the good old ISD Imperator class any day of the week. That being said, I do wish I had a Venator on my shelf, but models of those things are ridiculous.
I really don't believe I can make myself much clearer than...
Lieutenant, welcome back, sir. How did your mission go? You know, destroying that giant missile battery that threatened our house, sir?
The battery was destroyed successfully, Captain.
Well, congratulations. I'd say House Organa really owes you one for taking care of such a dangerous threat.
Yes. Allow me to extend the fondest gratitude of our noble House of Organa for your heroic assistance, Lieutenant. I am Palos Theseus Organa, first nephew to His Highness the Great Duke of Organa. It is an honor to make your acquaintance.
It's good to meet you too, sir.
Yes. Well, indeed. I am told that you have spent some time in the company of a prisoner detained herein, one Marcus Thul. This man is of no small consequence to our house, as you may well be aware. What is your interest in him?
Unfortunately, I can't discuss the details of my mission.
Surely you're joking. Lieutenant, I'm certain you would agree that my family has a right to know what transpires in our home. Marcus Thul is telling you secrets which I deeply suspect he would not do without promise of recompense.
I help him, he helps me. That's how these situations go.
I see. It is as I suspected, then. Well, I'm afraid that house business compels me elsewhere, so I must take my leave of you, Lieutenant. But let me make something clear. Marcus Thul attempted to murder the head of our house. He will not be pardoned for his crime.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I tried to calm him down, but to Palos, you're just a stranger buddying up with the guy who tried to kill his family.
Palos has a right to seek justice for his family.
Yeah? I'd want to put Marcus down, too, if he came after my family like he did the old Duke. I've been watching Marcus since you left. I don't think he's made a sound or moved a centimeter. Still, I'm sure he's been looking forward to your next visit. I'll be out here if you need anything.
You've returned. I trust everything was as I described. I have now proven the accuracy of my knowledge, as well as my intentions. Before I share any more intelligence on Gearbox, you must rescue my wife and daughter.
Oh, we can hit him a third time. What is with hitting nobles in Alderaan? Did they just know? They knew, didn't they?
I'll rescue your family. Where are they?
My wife and daughter can be found at our family manor. I'll provide you with the coordinates. They must not be recognized while traveling with you. You'll need to acquire disguises of some kind.
I'll see if Captain Cormac has anything I can use.
My family and I have a code word for situations such as this. Speaking it will prove that you're acting on my behalf.
Ham sandwich.
Remember the word well. I'll not have you harming Altana or Valen to gain their cooperation when you could simply speak a word.
Tyravan. Got it.
Good. If you fail to deliver Altana and Valen to me alive and well, I will never tell you anything. Never. Now go. We will only speak further when I see my wife and daughter safely before me.
So, hang on. Cutscenes.
So I guess that's it then. Nothing for it but to rescue the wife and daughter, huh?
At this point, there's no other choice, Captain.
Well, probably worse things in the galaxy than rescuing noble ladies, even if they are Thuls. I've got you some cloaks here, sir. To disguise the ladies, I mean. It's going to be tough getting to those ladies. There's bound to be loads of guards, Imperial and Thul, in every direction.
Thanks for the heads up, Captain.
Anytime. Good luck, Lieutenant.
Thanks. Oh, there we go. I notice we haven't gotten a new helmet in a while. We've gotten new armor in several pieces, but not helmet. Anyways. A sec. That's what I thought. Anyway, so Cord asked a question. And I'm going to share it with chat because I'm curious of your thoughts. So, you get to pick one of these ships to have for yourself. You could take the Smuggler ship from Tor, the Ebon Hawk from KOTOR, the Millennium Falcon, if I have to explain what that's from, then you're in the wrong channel, or the Outrider from Shadow of the Empire. Which of those would you pick, and if preferable, why? WoW is very cutscene light by design, but not by deliberate design, if that makes any kind of sense. The Outrider is Dash Rendar's ship, correct? It's the Millennium Falcon, but expensive. I'm not making that up. I'm curious what this is.
Every soldier needs advanced training to beat the Empire. Go big or go home.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
If it was just me, living by myself, I'd probably go ahead and go with one of the smaller ships. And in that case, I don't like the Falcon. I never have, admittedly. I think I'd go with the Outrider. As much as I hate to say that. Nah, I'm gonna take that back. I'll go with the Hawk. I take the Hawk. Get you some gorgeous visuals here. Yeah, exactly, Kira White Noise. And utility's fine, and the Falcon can do a lot. I just don't care, and yes, I have it. So I agree that the Outrider's ugly, but then again, every ship we just mentioned is ugly to some extent. I don't actually remember who the BSAA is off the top of my head, Zach Teff, so unfortunately, I don't know. Is the bot not working? Bot is not working. Someone killed the bot, but I still saw that question. I still answered it. Now, as far as which one I would have if I had a family with me, or any kind of a crew or a group, I'd take the smuggler ship. There's no choice at that point. I need the bigger ship with the bigger crew quarters to handle more than just me. Naturally, I'd take the agent ship over any of that nonsense, but, you know. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. I mean, that makes sense, Darth Tyron. We're probably going to be seeing another story negative for Trooper just because, you know, what the hell, right? Yeah, the agent ship is a luxury ship, which happens to also be a spy ship. Of course I'd take the agent ship. And I would destroy Cord once and for all, except I don't have that emote, so I can't do it. Sorry, Cord, you get to live another day. Listen, comfy beds are irreplaceable, I'm just saying. That was a question. Oh, yeah, so Act was asking about the Venator versus the ISD, and I never actually finished answering that. So on the one hand, the Venator is... Yes, I have Mega Skullmon Spockmon. The Venator is a gorgeous ship. Visually impressive, well laid out, well designed. On the other hand, I will never forgive the fact that the Venator is... a lie. It is a straight-up lie. It's one of the biggest goddamn lies in Star Wars, and it's never stopped pissing me off. So, that kind of dings it a little bit. The only way that I could then ever say that I prefer the Venator is if we slather headcanon all over it. By contrast, the ISD... How do I figure it's a lie? Okay. So I actually have the stats of the Venator up here. I pulled it up just to make my point. So it's got 8 dual heavies, okay. 2 medium duals, okay. 64 point defense. Okay, that makes sense. It's primarily a carrier. 6 tractor-beam projectors, no problem. 4 heavy torpedo launchers, no problem. Some deck guns, and a couple of turbo lasers. Nothing really fancy. All of that makes sense. That's all less armament than, say, a VSD has, which makes sense since the Venator actually predates the VSD. Now, pause. So, in Star Wars, the way starfighter squadrons are organized is into flights, which are then organized into squadrons, which are then organized into wings. 4, 12, 72. Okay? So, 72 fighters is a full wing of fighters. That is not a small amount of fighters. If it sounds like a small amount, it's because you're not thinking about what 72 fighters all fighting in the same space would actually be like. That's gargantuan. So, let's look at how many fighters... So, there's actually a, from Wikipedia, specifically, although it actually comes from, let's see here. The, hang on. Revenge of the Sith, Incredible Cross-Sections is specifically the source of this information. Anyways, so, yeah, then we've got how many fighters... hang on. There's a ship. God, I'm falling asleep here. There's a ship in Star Wars called a starfighter carrier. It carries 1 wing of fighters. That's a lot of fighters. It is entirely a carrier. It has no defenses of note. It has no nothing of note. It is literally just a carrier. Okay? That can carry 72. Venator, according to that visual guide, and I have double-checked this, Malachor, is can carry 192 of one particular starfighter, 36 of another starfighter, and another 192 of a third starfighter. That is a lie. I don't care what you tell me. I don't care how much you say it. It doesn't make it true. Now, I should probably mention that while those... Yeah, this is a severe example of underthought, because this exact same situation was happening when they came up with the number of troops in the clone army. Give me 1 second. I'll give you the actual number here. Now, this is in the AU, admittedly. Guess how many clones formed the entire Grand Army of the Republic? It's actually more than that. It's 6.2 million. 6.2 million soldiers.
Stay back. Who are you? What do you want from us?
Is this what real Organa soldiers look like, Mum? How fierce!
Stay behind me, daughter. I won't let you be taken from me.
I'm not here to hurt you.
You charge into our home, weapons drawn, and expect us to believe that you mean no harm. Why have you come here? What are you going to do to us?
Your husband wanted me to get you out of here. He even gave me the password, Tyrovan.
Tyrovan? The code word. Marcus, he's still alive.
We have to go to him, Mum. We have to.
But how will we make the journey? We'll be spotted traveling with this soldier, marked as traitors to House Thul, to the Empire. I want to see your father again as much as you do, dearest, but we must think these things through.
Put these on so no one will recognize you.
Well, I suppose, if we have no other choice.
I'll keep you safe, ma'am. You have my word.
Very reassuring.
Don't mope, Mum. This is going to be so exciting. Let's go.
I was just checking that too, Act. The German army, just the German army of World War II, fielded about 13.6 million soldiers. Oh, okay, no, I'm right. Yeah, no, and Malachor is correct. This is the exact same problem Star Trek has. Underthought. They didn't think about it, so there is no thought put into it. It's not necessarily an example of them being deliberately wrong, so much as an example of them not giving a damn about being right, hence the concept. So.
How have I come to these straits? How?
There we go. I mean, how long did World War I last, Caspian? Okay, valid, Bragwin. It is hard, Nero's S. That's why they should do their goddamn job and actually put some work into it. I'm sorry, but I have absolutely zero sympathy for the writers and creators who have enough money to make Solomon roll in his grave, who didn't bother to actually put actual thought into the making of their setting. Zero sympathy. In fact, negative sympathy. Screw them. And you know what? I've actually heard that exact argument before, Cubic, and I still don't buy it. And that's all I'm going to say about that, and we're just going to leave it at there. So you win. The Venator is the best perfect ship ever, and I'll never bring it up again. What am I doing? I'm going back here. Oh, also, well, I will say one last thing, because I can't just bite my tongue too well, because I've heard that argument like 15 times in my life, Cubic. Reagan-class carriers don't have tons of actual guns and battleship capacity on top of the huge fighter complement. Which, you know, takes some space and crew and...
hello there, ladies. Welcome to the detention center.
Where's Marcus? You're holding him prisoner in this horrid place, aren't you? I insist that you take me to him at once.
Lieutenant, what's the call here? You think it's safe to let him in?
Sure.
I'll take responsibility if anything happens, Captain.
All right. Take the ladies on in. Cell's open.
Let's move along. I want to bring this nightmarish journey to a close.
Don't be such a crank, Mum. Enjoy the adventure. We're going to see Father.
Yes, the only thing that brings me comfort in our impending doom. Let's find out what these beasts have done to my Marcus.
I mean, you know... What?
Marcus! Father, we're so happy to see you.
Altana, Valen, I'm sorry to have put you through all of this. Was your journey a safe one? Are you injured?
We are uninjured, husband. This beast you sent for us was more savage than those we encountered along the way.
It really was the most exciting adventure of our lives, Father. Thank you.
Your wife and daughter are safe, Marcus. Now it's your turn.
You have carried out your end of the agreement. With Altana and Valen safe, I can tell you everything you wish to know.
Marcus!
Our house is no longer ours, dear. It is a puppet, and nothing more. The two of you are my only concern now. Listen closely, soldier. Gearbox is working inside a highly secure bunker, hidden in the mountains. A direct assault is impossible. The bunker's force fields are impenetrable. But if you raid the generator facility that powers it, you should be able to shut the defenses down.
Nothing is impossible for Havoc Squad.
I suppose we'll soon find out for sure. As for Gearbox himself, I cannot offer any further information. His Project B was kept a secret even from House Thul's highest nobleman. However, he promised that Project B would single-handedly turn the tide of the conflict. Whatever it is, Project B is dangerous.
Thanks for the heads up.
Our arrangement is concluded. If you'll excuse us, I'd like to spend some time alone with my family now.
I do agree with you overall, though, Cubic. I think Star Wars, honestly, in all directions, has no idea about space or scale or anything. Like, at all. Just not a clue. It's something I usually refer to as Doctor Who syndrome. Yeah, how many fighters did they attack the Death Star for? Or with, excuse me. Anyways, hi, Petey Barlow. I refuse to answer your question, but I will take a drink. By the way, just out of random curiosity, I decided to look it up. It turns out that the Death Star can carry about 7,000 ties, which are smaller and easier to store en masse than the ships that the Venator can carry. You're probably thinking, what's the significance of that? Why even bringing up that comparison? Well, hang on. So let's do a little math. Hang on, let's just a little math really quick here. So that means the Death Star can carry the equivalent of 16 2/3 Venator's worth of starfighters. 16! Now, let's go ahead and be honest here for a second. The reason... No, I'm not, Petey. I am pure evil. The reason this stuff pisses me off so much isn't the fact that it's not realistic. It's the one, Matthew. Matthew? Excuse me. No, you're missing the point. 16 Venators stacked up side by side is probably not even visible if you were to put them right next to the Death Star. And yet the Death Star can only hold that many starfighters. And I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Yes, I am. Okay. So, I'm actually not that nitpicky when it comes to realism. And anybody who knows me actually knows this. I don't want it to be super amazing accurate. For me, there's a range of acceptability, right? You know, too much in one direction, too much in the other direction. That tends to bother me. But there's this range of, yeah, okay, I can buy that. And it bothers me when things, like Star Wars, go outside of that range. When they just kind of just go completely bonkers nonsense, and it's like, oh, because that does the all-important thing of breaking the veil, the acceptable breaks of reality, and now I'm just kind of like, oh. And yeah, exactly, this is really all about suspension of disbelief. Everyone has their own different lines and barriers when it comes to suspension of disbelief, but you get the general idea. If the suspension of disbelief is shattered, that actually really demonstrably lowers my overall enjoyment of work. Yes, Lola Moss. So, yeah, the time dilation field. Exactly. Thank you for... We'll never forget! Never forget the time dilation field. Jesus Christ.
Incoming!
No, of course I saw it, Petey Barlow. And I'll take another drink. And then I'll laugh maniacally. Gotta get the maniacal laugh in. It's very healthy, you see. I should probably have some kind of music playing. Let's just have some generic fight music while we go through here. Sure, whatever. Oh, wait. Now, here's a fun one. Does the Death Star 1, I'm in combat, break your suspension of disbelief? I did, and I am not, Zactef. Sorry, I'm a little busy right now. I'll get there if I ever get there. Dramatically waiting to be out of combat so I can use this elevator. Oh, there we go. Quick, quick, quick. Yes, Lola Moss. I feel like I'm answering that a lot lately. See, one thing I find fascinating, and there's no dig here, there's no negativity. I just find it fascinating what some people consider to be breaking suspension of disbelief, other people don't. For example, the Death Star 1 does not actually bother me in terms of suspension of disbelief, especially since in the EU they went way out of their way to really explain just how expensive and damaging and time-consuming that thing was to make. And that's awesome. So, I was with it. Then they came out with the Death Star 2, and I'm like, okay. Then they came out with the frickin', oh god, so many other things. They came out with the Sun Crusher, which is honestly probably still the worst. And it's just like, okay. And then there's Centerpoint Station, and you've already lost me. Like, I'm already gone. But then you have the Sun Crusher and the Centerpoint Station, and just all sorts of other stuff. You have the Eclipse 2. And I'm just like, okay. And then you've lost me. I never said it was Imperial, Malachor. Granted, a lot of things I'm saying are Imperial, but I'm not doing it on purpose. Oh yeah, the Eye of Palpatine, can't forget that stupid thing. Remember the Tarkin? No, of course you don't. But the Tarkin was there too. There was actually an Eclipse too. Which is just... I don't even want to talk about the crap of the sequel trilogy, because the Sunkiller base is redunculous on every level. And then there's the giant fleet of Star Destroyers who all have a planet killer on them because somehow...
Notice to all personnel. Warning. Unscheduled main generator shutdown sequence initiated. Repeat. Main generator shutdown sequence initiated. If main generator shutdown sequence has been initiated in error, proceed immediately to generator command to abort
All
the
personnel
sequence.
in the facility will have heard that command, Lieutenant. We should anticipate heavy reinforcements.
See, I was saving that one for last, Zactaft, because here's a question for y'all.
Requires 3-week overhaul to be carried out by trained Imperial Power Bureau officials only.
Okay. How many of you... no, wrong way to phrase that. What's the worst super weapon in Star Wars for you personally?
Main generator functionality will cease unless shutdown sequence is aborted before completion.
Jesus, Cubic. Jesus Christ. Oh, math. How does it work? So my answer to that used to be the Galaxy Gun. I hate the Galaxy Gun.
Notice to all personnel. Main generator shutdown sequence completed successfully. All generator function has been terminated. That is all.
Bonus points go to the Sun Crusher, which is... and Center Point. All three of those are just too much for me. But then the Final Order came along, and that fleet of Star Destroyers, that stupid fleet, every single one of which has a magic planet-killing gun on it. That's just...
Well, hey there, kid. Been a while now. I barely even recognized you.
Memory loss is common for people your age.
Ha! Calling me old, yeah. I've never heard that before, especially from someone I ended up killing a few seconds later. And who's that nice young lady you've got with you there, huh? I don't think I've had the pleasure.
Just back off, Gearbox.
It's rude not to introduce your friends, kid. Didn't anyone teach you any manners?
The Lieutenant simply knows that I have no interest in conversing with traitors to the Republic.
Well, honey, judging by your accent and the company you're keeping, I'd say that's something of a double standard. So welcome to my humble little research bunker. Have you had a pleasant stay so far?
I'm not sure about your guards, but I've been having a great time.
That's no problem. Guards can be replaced, especially guards who can't even do their jobs. I gotta hand it to you, I didn't think anybody could breach this place, but here you are. Still, you aren't real Havoc Squad material. See, a real Havoc trooper would never have strolled right into a trap like this one.
Okay.
You've been busy, haven't you?
Helps to be passionate about your work. Welcome to the future of war, kid. Hope you're ready to make history because you're gonna be this baby's first confirmed kill.
You heard him. The future of war is a weapon to rival Metal Gear. And it's dead. Oh, hey, let's kill him too. And he's dead. Well, we got about 20 seconds into that boss song. Well, I think there's only one thing. Hang on. Where's his corpse? Only one thing I can say about that. There we go. Right on his corpse. Perfect. I haven't actually seen the Eternal Fleet yet, Damashi. So, anyways. I'm trying to find a quote. It's in episode 7. And it irritates me because it's a very, very crude version of Worf Effect. They're like, oh my god, it's a new Death Star. And the other person's like, oh, if only it was merely a new Death Star. But no, this is so much worse than the Death Star. And then they do the zoom thing. It's like, oh, okay. I have not played any of the expansions for this game, Mikes. We'll be drifting into new territory
Sir, I was only following the Lieutenant's orders. Cooperating with our allies, isn't that the drill?
Captain, you have converted our prison into a hotel for enemy nobles.
I already told you. The Lieutenant had to rescue the ladies to get Marcus to start talking. That's all this is, sir.
The mission was a complete success.
Ah, the Lieutenant, no doubt returning from yet another daring and influential operation on my family's behalf, and without our knowledge. Would you be so kind as to explain to me why there are 3 Thul nobles here insisting that they have a bargain with you?
Because we do.
I made a deal with Marcus to get the information I needed.
How dare you make arrangements with House Organa's prisoners without our permission? Indeed, without our very knowledge! I don't suppose you'd care to share the details of this illicit arrangement that you've conceived, Lieutenant?
You know, I was going to go ahead and let the dude be imprisoned. We spare his family, obviously. But I'm honestly tempted to pardon him literally for no reason other than to piss this guy off. Well, let me think here. I remember that quote, Caraway Noise. Yeah, you know what? You know what?
This man and his family have cooperated in full with Republic forces. They are free to go.
This is an outrage. You promised amnesty for the very man who tried to murder our honored Duke? This was not your decision to make. You have overstepped your meaningless authority for the last time.
If you aren't happy, take it up with General Garza.
I could punch him, by the way.
That's a splendid suggestion. Thank you ever so much. Your commanding officer will hear of what you've done. Good day to you all.
Yes, yes, go cry to your mommy. Or who you presume is my mommy. Child.
Lieutenant, I am surprised. You've risked everything for the sake of my family. Thank you.
I can always change my mind, Marcus.
You'll have no reason to do so. I swear it.
Well, sir, I guess that about wraps things up for you here. Let me just say that it's been a real honor working with you, Lieutenant. A real honor.
I couldn't have done it without you, Cormac.
It was nothing, really. Glad I could help. Hope we meet again, sir. Good luck out there.
You ready for a completely random comment? Here's a... I'm sure this is total coincidence, but did you notice how on both the Sith Warrior and the Trooper Alderaan story, we interact with this dude who's just kind of cool? By the way, I can't wait to work with that Sith Warrior guy. You know the one. To the ship. Let's see here. Darth puppies. Whoop, god damn this ship.
Lieutenant, this is General Garza. Report. What is the status of your mission on Alderaan?
Everything's taken care of.
I'm pleased to hear that, Lieutenant. Congratulations. And what of Gearbox? What is his current status?
Extremely dead.
Gearbox has been dealt with, as ordered.
Excellent, Lieutenant. Top-notch work. Now regarding your secondary objective, assisting House Organa wherever possible. A very angry young man named Pallas claims that you caused House Organa a great deal of trouble. Please elaborate.
Pallas repeatedly interfered with my mission, General. I did nothing to provoke him.
Really, Lieutenant? I suspected he wasn't being entirely accurate, but perhaps there was some kernel of truth in what he said. You got Gearbox as ordered. Your success is undisputed. But our allies are critical to the war effort. You will be more diplomatic in the future. Understood?
This won't happen again, sir. I promise.
I would appreciate that very much. With Gearbox eliminated, you have officially dealt with every Havoc Trader outpost we are aware of. But as you know, our task is not yet complete. You should return immediately to Special Forces Command on Coruscant. It's time we finish this.
I'll return to base immediately, General.
I'll see you soon, Lieutenant. Garza out.
Okay, heading to fleet. To pick up some people. I think. Oh, wait, no, is it Coruscant first and then the unique spot? Actually, I'm trying to remember here. Okay, it's Coruscant first. Got it. Coruscant first. Ba, ba, ba. Correct, Mega Skullmon, Spockmon. And I never will. Until we do so later in this very sequence of streams that we're doing right now. Do I have to... You seriously... Okay. Okay. I did not hear that, Mike Kamano. Yeah, I'm actually aware of most of the story. Post classes, post vanilla. I just haven't played it myself. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Just got some packages delivered. And since the last package I got delivered was shattered, I decided to go and check on it very quick. Just to be sure. Where the hell am I? Probably sad. I know Dromund costs so much better than Coruscant. Of course, Shadow Machine, although not to mess with him. It's because Jordan is an incompetent boob, whereas Alara is much better at her job. So Alara will get the job because she's better at the job. I also like her more, but that isn't really part of that decision. This package was okay, thankfully. Talking about the one that's 1 minute long, Malachor? So you get 1 minute of this. Have fun. Now, I'm here to talk to you about Rage Shadow Rothbeck. The surprisingly Sollivante kind of... God damn, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Hi, Rothbeck. Oh, Jesus. So it's actually extremely rare for me to have a package arrive damaged. How rare? That's the first time that I've had that happen since I've lived here. Yeah, Droman Koss, we'll have a lot to talk about design-wise once we get there. So let's go talk to General Garza in person, for some reason.
Welcome, Lieutenant. Stand at ease. Make yourself comfortable. We have a great deal to discuss. Before we begin, I want to congratulate you on everything you've achieved thus far. You've completed missions and defeated enemies that few other soldiers could ever contend with.
I'm glad I could make a difference.
You've certainly done that, and you aren't even finished. The time has come to end this, to deal with your former squad mate's treachery once and for all. We've made a critical breakthrough in the search for Tavis. A decisive opportunity has presented itself. Are you ready to end this, Lieutenant?
I'm always ready.
Good. We've intercepted a signal, broadcast to Taris, Nar Shaddaa, Tatooine, and Alderaan. The signal contained a message from Tavis, calling for all of his surviving followers to pull out and rendezvous in Imperial space.
Do we have the coordinates for the rendezvous?
Yes, they were included in the signal. I suspect the Empire is losing its patience with Tavis. Every operation the Havoc traders were involved in has now been completely obliterated. Your missions have been very costly for the Empire. I think Tavis is trying to regroup before the Imperials cut him off completely.
If Tavis is pulling back, this would be a good time to make a move.
Exactly what I was thinking, Lieutenant. I want you to infiltrate Tavis's rendezvous. You'll proceed to the coordinates in the message and slip in amongst the surviving traders to board his vessel.
What's the plan once I'm aboard, sir?
Once on board, your first objective will be disabling the ship's hyperdrive. Next comes your ultimate objective, Tavis. Locate and neutralize him with extreme prejudice, Lieutenant.
Tavis won't escape us this time, General.
You don't need me to tell you the kind of odds you'll be facing out there. This is no ordinary mission. This is a Havoc mission. A mission no other unit could ever accomplish. Is Havoc Squad prepared to do what no one else can, Lieutenant?
Havoc Squad is willing and able, General.
Here, get yourself and your people the best loadouts you can. Then head for the rendezvous coordinates. I'm counting on you, Lieutenant. The Republic is counting on you. So get out there and do us proud. Dismissed.
I mean, the run of Sunless Sea is probably indicative, Bamber. I don't think we cheated on that either. Okay, so now let me go to my Dauk, which is in here. I'm right. Did we end up cheating? I guess I could check. I'd throw up those flags for a reason. I remember we didn't do all the stuff in the game, although I personally think we did enough in the game to judge it, but that's just me. Last one I check, of course. Giga! I was saving that orange juice. For you! Okay, we did in fact cheat for Sunless Sea. I'm not sure what we cheated on, specifically. I just remember we got through a huge amount of the game without cheating. And then we're like, alright, screw it. Let's go see. Right, we reached the point where we were going to die. Or, is everyone here? Giga's not here. Where's Giga? Oh, Giga. Oh, you're already on my ship. Okay, okay. We reached the part where we're going to die, and the option was to stop or cheat. I think that's what happened. Because we wanted to show off more of the content. So we just started zipping around. Yeah, I remember now. Well, let's see here. So Damashi says, how's this run going? Yes. Why does the Republic symbol have such similarity to the Sith Empire? Because this Republic symbol is actually the one that is, god damn it, later repurposed for the Galactic Empire symbol, and they really wanted the Sith Empire to look like the Galactic Empire. That's kind of it. That's the whole purpose. Giga! Where's my orange juice? God damn it. If there's an in-lore reason, I'm unaware of it. Well, like if they were transplanted Zactef? Yeah, all of them. Like 100%. I'm gonna make not Zactef. I'm gonna make Giga Heat Cleaner. That's what I'm gonna do. Are there mega structures other than the Death Star in Star Wars? I feel like the answer to that is yes. I mean, other than the Corellia system. Haha. But I'm trying to remember what they are, because I can't think of them all off the top of my head. I guess the Starforge counts.
Good day, Lieutenant. Welcome aboard the Justice. Need to run a few questions by you before you head on into the crew area.
Go right ahead, Lieutenant.
Which planet were you posted on, Lieutenant? Who did you serve with?
I was posted on that wrecked swamp hole terrace. Needles was in charge.
Terrace? I heard some bad stuff went down on Terrace. So, tell me, did Needles really test that bioweapon on his own people? Turn them into monsters?
Needles was completely insane.
Totally unbelievable. Sounds like you were lucky to get out alive. So what about this other rumor I keep hearing? That a single Republic soldier came in and broke up the entire operation. Is that really true?
A real one-woman army, and she didn't take prisoners.
Sounds pretty serious, but hey, you made it. We're in the clear now. Hey, I won't hold you up any longer, Lieutenant. Go on and head for the crew area. I bet you could use some rest after what you've been through. See you around.
Apparently not, Mega Skullmon Spockmon. Who knew? Not gonna argue, not gonna complain. Good job. Let's see here. I actually really do like the Starforge. Whether it's ridiculous or not, I like constructive super weapons. I always have. I also am rather fond of the World Devastators. And not just because their name sounds cool. Got it. Other one. Well, we're with Havoc Squad. I don't know. In fact, did I legitimately miss a beat for how we're just walking in without even, like, an alibi? Just, hey, what's up? We're here. Like, what? Like, credentials or anything? Do we have a... Oh, Jesus. Whatever.
Hello, Lieutenant.
It's Wraith.
I was hoping we'd bump into each other.
Me too. You're caught. You failed.
You think you can take me?
Yes. Time to die.
That's it? That's okay. Time to fight our big, horrible rival, Wraith, who's tried to kill us several times and has escaped from our wrath. And she's dead. God damn. This whole sequence. I actually agree with you on that, Damashi. The fact that the Starforge is, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I tend to like it in fiction when something isn't just universally good, that it has drawbacks and limitations. That's probably just the game designer mentality or the video game player mentality or whatever. But I still appreciate and enjoy that when fiction does that in universe. I appreciate it even more when fiction does it in a way that makes sense, and the Starforge being the locus of death that it actually is, actually makes pretty good sense to me. I know, right, Cubic? They're just like, hey, we're evil now. Okay. Did someone pee in your cereal? Is that what this is? Yes, the Republic peed in my cereal. It was terrible. Okay. Now I'm gonna go kill puppies! Did the puppies? No! No, I love puppies. So why are you killing puppies? Well, you see... Dramatic noise. When I was a young warthog. And that's Havoc Squad, in a nutshell. I mean, there's no way it isn't Tyron. And no, I agree, it's extremely stupid, but it would make a weird amount of sense to me if someone on the Sith side said, you know what? Screw these traitors. Let's just screw them over completely. Let's make the Havoc Squad each go do their own individual things for no damn reason. And let's assign them in places that make no sense and are really only being done because...
Lieutenant, it seems that no matter how hard I try, I can't have any kind of gathering without you. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. You were a member of Havoc, just like the rest of us. I suppose you belong here in some twisted way.
It's over, Tavis. Surrender.
I think we're past that, Lieutenant, don't you? You should be thanking me, really. I imagine that killing all my comrades, my closest friends, has been good for your career.
Garden is still alive. He came in willingly.
Cardin? Really? That's good to hear. But that hardly makes up for the rest, Lieutenant. Nothing can absolve what you've done. In the end, I'm glad you've come. I'm glad you intercepted the signal, and glad you butchered the last of my loyal soldiers. I'm glad you're here, Lieutenant. I'm glad I get to kill you myself.
You're gonna die just like the rest of your squad.
Try me. It's time, Lieutenant. Let's finish this.
For the Republic.
Come on, then.
Alright. This has been our biggest rival. The commander who turned on us all the way back in the tutorial. With his great power, he becomes even more awesome. Oh, he's... there we go. Okay. We're okay. He successfully tapped us for 5 seconds. Anyways, he's dead. That was just 7 seconds.
Isn't it? This is all I have to show for everything I've done. Everything I tried to achieve.
There's nothing left, Tavis. Just give it up.
What have I done? They're dead. They agreed with me. They followed me. They died because of me.
Should have known this would happen, Tavis.
We were the best in the Republic. We never imagined. Don't kill me, Lieutenant. I can help you. I've learned things. Intel about the Empire. Bring me in. Take me to Garza. Let me undo some of the damage.
Okay.
Surrender and I'll take you to General Garza.
You You made the right choice. You'll see. Garza will reward you well for bringing me in. I hereby formally surrender without condition to the custody of the army of the Galactic Republic.
You should have done this a long time ago, Tavis.
Yes, I see that now. I'll stay where you can see me, Lieutenant.
Why? This is... Oh my god, this is so bad. This is just... Oh, wow. Oh, Garvis is right here. Cool. Hey, I got him. Somehow. I mean, I know beating up people so that they become our friends is a thing in, like, JRPGs, but what?
Negative on hostiles.
It's all clear, General.
At ease, Lieutenant. You've done a truly remarkable job. Congratulations.
I'm just glad it's over, sir.
As are we all, Lieutenant. Hello, Harren. I wasn't sure we'd ever have another opportunity to speak. I'm pleased you've finally decided to cooperate.
I don't really have a choice. I've lost everything that was worth fighting for.
The people of the Republic are still out there, Harren. They're the ones you should have been fighting for all along. Team 1, take the prisoner back to our ship and secure him in the brig.
See you around, Tavis.
Goodbye, Lieutenant.
I congratulated you earlier, Lieutenant, but I think it bears repeating. You've accomplished something remarkable today. Tavis and his followers knew every aspect of our organization. They could have torn the Republic military apart piece by piece, but they never got the chance. Thanks to you.
I couldn't have done it without Sergeant Doran's help.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant. It's an honor to serve in Havoc Squad.
We'll be staying to search the ship for intelligence while the hyperdrive is reactivated, but there's no need for you to remain as well. I'd say you've earned some leave, Lieutenant. Take some time off, then return to my office on Coruscant when you're ready to discuss a new assignment for Havoc Squad.
It'll be nice to finally relax a bit.
Yes, I imagine it will. Now, go out and enjoy yourself a bit, Lieutenant. And congratulations yet again on completing one of the most difficult assignments in Spec Force's history.
You're too kind, General.
If I am, you're the first person to think so. Enjoy yourself, Lieutenant. Dismissed.
This is the Harrower, the ship we're on right now. Nice ship. Actually, I'm rather fond of the Harrower. No joke, it's actually one of my favorite Star Destroyers. Yeah, Giga Pudding right there, that's my thoughts on what's happening here. Seriously, what is this nonsense? And yeah, that's Act 1. So, you ready for the bad news? By memory, what we just went through is the best part of the Trooper story arc. There were story positives. Yep. Anyways, Valvatrix, if you're still there. I think the question bot didn't catch your question, but I actually like the aesthetics of Tor. I always have, but over the years, it's actually grown on me. Like, the more I see it, the more I enjoy it. It's its own shtick. We talked about this in the first stream. It's like a combination of the Clone Wars hyper-stylized, but pulled back a little bit. So it's like Final Fantasy XIV, actually, if I can be blunt. Because FF14 has its own style, its own aesthetic to it, which I enjoy. In part because they stick to it and they just go with it. I do agree with the faces problem. I don't think they really have a good way to do that. Whatever.
Come in, Lieutenant. This is General Garza. I'm afraid your leave will have to be cut short. A critical situation has just been brought to High Command's attention. Havoc Squad is needed immediately. Report to my office on Coruscant right away. We'll discuss things further when you arrive. Garza out.
Great. If High Command is worked up, this can't be good.
Looks like we're back on the job. Are all of you ready for this?
Ready and able, Lieutenant.
Always.
Our degraded enemies have rested in reprieve too long. Let's set out right away.
In case you missed that, that was supposed to be the either go and level or go take a break. So it's been days, weeks, months. I forget the exact timeline, but it's been a minute. So now it's time for Act 2. Now, almost, I'm just going to let you in on something right now. For those of you who don't know, almost every single Act 2 in this game sucks. They're either boring, actively bad, or just don't fit and it feels like filler. Now, there's actually several cases... There's actually several cases where Act 1 and Act 3 are both good, and then, you know, Act 2 is crap. But yeah, Agent and Warrior are the only exceptions to this, in my opinion. Sorry, I'm a doofus. In case you're wondering what I just did, I like to think that every time I jump out of the airlock, when we're still in hyperspace, then I just kind of go, Wah! And, you know, Halo my way down, or not Halo, sorry, Master Chief my way down to the planet. Because I'm a doofus. What do you want from me? What, the people we just killed, Mr. Red? Yeah, we lay out our way down. We Mary Poppins our way down.
Lieutenant, welcome. Stand at ease. We have a lot to discuss, and not much time to do it in. Please ignore my other visitors. Tavis's testimony at trial has created a great deal of interest in my day-to-day affairs.
I'm sure you have nothing to hide, General.
Let the investigators worry about that. You and I have more important matters to discuss. First, for your courageous actions against superior enemy forces, you are being awarded the Republic Mark of Victory.
Okay, does that mean anything?
Due to your exemplary leadership under the most dire of circumstances, you are hereby promoted to the rank of Captain, effective immediately.
Oh, cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, General.
You've more than earned it. I've called the other members of Havoc Squad here so you can designate one of them as your executive officer. Your XO will serve you as second in command and be promoted to the rank of lieutenant. As droids cannot hold rank, your choice is between Sergeants Jorgen and Dorn.
Let's see. Idiot boy who couldn't see a defection happening literally under his nose, or woman who was so competent I gave her a story positive literally the first scene she was in. I don't know. Hang on, where's the coin? There you are. Oh, man. Sorry, the coin... I actually picked Jorgen, so the coin's wrong.
Let's start with you, Jorgen. Why should I give you this promotion?
Are you serious? I was lieutenant when you met me. I was an operations officer on Ord Mantell for more than 3 years. If Tavis hadn't left the lazy jerks upstairs hungry for a scapegoat, I'd still be a lieutenant. Besides, you've seen my results in the field. I'm obviously the most qualified for executive officer.
I'll think about what you said, Jorgen. That'll be all.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what makes you the best choice for the job.
I believe my service record speaks for itself, sir. In spite of my short time in the Republic Army, I have received multiple commendations and glowing performance reviews. As you've seen firsthand, I carry out my duties professionally and precisely at all times. Finally, I have extensive personal knowledge of the tactics and training of our enemy. More so, perhaps, than any other soldier in the Republic.
Like, I'm sorry, she is the only choice here. Jorgen... I'm being a little harsh, but please remember that Jorgen really did miss a large-scale defection happening effectively under his nose while berating the new person on the squad who was doing their job effectively. Jorgen has also, at this point in time, already screwed up another op for SIS as part of his personal companion chain. For reasons that make sense, but doesn't really make me consider him for command material. By contrast, ignoring the obvious competency on display for her, everything we know about her is that her service record is ridiculous. Honestly, she should probably be the captain of Havoc Squad with her record. So, let's ignore her personal opinion. Let's ignore her preference. Let's ignore all that other crap. She is the commander material here, and he demonstrably is not. Jorgen is actually an excellent frontliner. I would love him to be someone who is a sergeant, someone who is in charge of a squad on the front line. That right there is someone I would want in charge of an entire group, a unit, as a commander. I absolutely do, Trihexia. But as you might know about me, I don't give a damn about that. Accents usually, there are in-universe accents based on real-life accents. So that kind of received British or received pronunciation, I forget what that's called. But the kind of accent she has is a Dromund Kaas accent, aka what is usually referred to as an Imperial accent. So, yeah, sorry, but this is going to Dorn. Received pronunciation. Thank you, Cord.
I'll take all this into consideration, Dorn. That'll be all.
Understood.
Oh, sorry, Cubic.
Thank you for your time, sir.
So, yeah. You win, Dorn.
Alara Dorn, I hereby promote you to the rank of lieutenant.
Thank you very much, Captain. I will endeavor to serve well.
Now, let's discuss the reasons you were called here. An SIS agent working undercover in the Imperial military has made a critical discovery. The Empire is constructing an experimental new superweapon, codename Gauntlet.
I forgot about that. I forgot. Oh my god. Yesterday we talked about super weapons. Like 30 minutes ago we talked about super weapons. I actually forgot that Trooper also, because I remember Jedi Knight as being the super weapon. What was it, like 13 super weapons in the Jedi Knight series? But yeah, I forgot the Gauntlet was another super weapon. Oh my god! Okay. Please tell me all about this super weapon, General Garza. Is it something that can actually make you look good in that outfit?
How dangerous is this thing, General?
We're short on details, unfortunately. The agent is in too deep to risk transmitting any further information. Our only option is a rapid extraction. That's where Havoc comes in.
We'll pull the agent out immediately, General.
The extraction will take place on Tatooine. An SIS agent will meet you there with the full details of the operation. Failure is not an option, Captain. We have to learn what the Gauntlet is and what it's capable of, no matter the cost. Dismissed.
Okay. It's just... to Tatooine, I suppose. I think I'm just an idiot, Malachor, because I get your point. It makes sense. But as I've said many, many times, just because something makes sense doesn't make it good storytelling. I also have to admit, I'm just sick of them, you know? And that's a personal preference thing, and I'll admit that, but God, I'm just so sick of super weapons in Star Wars. You know? Saturation has diminished my, you know what, that's true, Malachor. Has diminished my tolerance, is how I'm going to phrase that. What is that quest? Oh, that's someone's Rise of the Heart Cartel quest. Does the Star Wars rewrite have super weapons? So we are keeping the Death Star. I don't think we could get rid of the Death Star in the Star Wars rewrite. But if I'm being completely honest, we'll probably stop there. We'll probably not actually discuss other super weapons or keep other super weapons. Like the Sun Crusher, gone. Does the Empire have super weapons? I'm gonna go with no. Will I have a second Death Star? Absolutely not. Yes, I know that's going to involve some rejiggering, but let's be honest with ourselves. Return of the Jedi was always a little bit too much Star Wars 2.
Good to see you.
So.
It was a big relief to hear that Havoc could make it out for this one. Congratulations on the promotion, by the way. How's it feel to be so big and important?
Flirt!
Being a captain lets me do more for the Republic, that's all that matters.
Well, you look good. Authoritative. So, you know that you're extracting an undercover agent who has intel on the Empire's new superweapon, codenamed Gauntlet. The agent's name is Prelin Garn. He's done his part. The transport he's riding just made an emergency landing in the desert under mysterious circumstances.
I'll find the landing site and pull our man out ASAP.
Garn's ride was an Imperial troop transport, so expect plenty of security as you approach. Once our agent is secure, be sure the scene is clear and make your way back. Good luck.
So, several good Star Wars rewrite questions here. Mike D'Amato is, of course, correct. All rewrites, everything I've ever written ever is extremely boring. Don't ever read or watch anything I ever write, because I am super boring. But several people are asking... Several people are asking if we're going to be redoing, like, the prequel stuff. So, the Star Wars rewrite is going to be rewriting Star Wars. Not the original trilogy, not the sequel trilogy, not the AU, and not the EU. Star Wars. So, everything is on the table, but very little has been decided. That's going to be a fairly large-scale project. There's a reason we're not even going to be starting it anytime soon, and we're literally going to be doing other rewrite projects, plug to the Diablo and Warcraft rewrites, as a build-up to eventually doing the Star Wars rewrite. Having said all that, we will have to make a lot of decisions about what kind of stuff is actually sticking from, you know, the Old Republic era, and the In-Between era, and the prequel era, and the trilogy era. Sorry, the Civil War era, then the trilogy era, then the sequel era. So there's a lot of stuff to cover there. Sorry, that's... There you go. Are we shortening... We are probably going to go ahead and shorten several of the time gaps. Not all of them, necessarily. That's something that needs to be discussed. But, there was a specific question I wanted to respond to. Let me scroll up. Oh no, Trek Rewrite is still going to be the long-term rewrite. That's the day job, if that makes any sense. Hang on. Someone asked a question. I wanted to address it directly. So we're getting rid of the second Death Star. Right, I was talking about Star Wars 2. I like Return of the Jedi, but it is too much Star Wars 2. Oh, jeez, that's way out there. Oh, jeez. Yeah, this is a great time to just chat. Tatooine, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, so, yeah, no, apparently I'm in the wrong spot. Hang on, we'll trust Cord. We'll trust Cord here. Now I've lost my train of thought. Let's reach this set. Alright, so, one of the things that has been asked...
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
...is, why are these not labeled on the map? Why is that not happening? You seeing that, right? You seeing that, right? Look at that. It only shows up for a millisecond, then immediately goes away. What the crap?
Have a safe and pleasant stay.
Whatever. We're going to get rid of Exar Kun, of course. In all honesty, a lot of the old Republic stuff, the pre-KOTOR stuff, is going to be a big asterisk. Was it really Darth Tyran? Because, Jesus Christ. We've already encountered quite a few bugs. Some of them graphical, but several of them are actually gameplay. Like, actually interrupting gameplay, like the thing we just saw. But thank you, Cord. I mean, you're right, Space Cadet. And okay, let me talk about Return of the Jedi. I like Return of the Jedi. It's a good movie. But it's also a very flawed movie, and I never realized how bad Return of the Jedi is until I went through it with analysis mode on. And keep in mind what I just said. I like that movie, and it has some of the best moments in the original trilogy. But good lord, that film is kind of awful in several extensive manners. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that it is Star Wars 2. Now, little bit of historical context for people who haven't actually dealt with this before. Back in the day, from about, say, the 60s to, I'd say, about the 80s or 90s, the recurring trend in film philosophy was that if you make a film and it is successful, then you should make another film which is the same thing but more. Bigger, more effects, flashier explosions, higher profile actors, bigger involvement of, like, whatever the threat is, blah, 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 blah. You get the idea, right? And that was what you should do. Now, I disagree with that mentality violently. Probably because I'm, Jesus Christ, getting wrecked by these things. I need to pay attention. Holy crap. Probably because of the fact that I've actually studied fiction for the better part of the last 30 years of my life. So, you know, I've seen too many situations and circumstances in which making that the default option is not a good thing to do, right? I think we might have to be at the point where we officially need to have a healer walking around with us. Yeah, it is the safe approach. That's exactly right. That is exactly the truth of it. Now, that can work. I'm not saying it can't. What I'm saying is that it shouldn't be the default option. So, Star Wars 2, right? Now, I've done a lot of work in depth on explaining why Star Wars 2 kind of sucks. I'm not going to reiterate all that here. But I do think for the rewrite, the biggest thing I'll be walking into it with is the mentality that it just does not have to be Star Wars 2. We also won't be as limited by the real-life problems that Lucas was going through at the time. He and his company both needed a big win at a time in which Lucas's life was, and I'm going to say this as nicely as I possibly can, falling completely apart. Now, that's not a dig. The man was going through some crap at that point of his life. I'm not going to go into details. You can go look it up if you want to. So he kind of just wanted to do it and get out and move on with it and take a back seat from making big, huge, super doomed movies, right? And he did. As I pointed out in the room, as I've pointed out many times since, a lot of people don't realize that Lucas was actually very active after Return of the Jedi. It's just he didn't take credit for most of the stuff he was doing. He was doing what he wanted to do, taking a back seat, being more of a technical man, a technical director, and getting his life back on track. And I understand that completely, right? I mean, isn't that such an understandable perspective? Now, what does this all have to do with Return of the Jedi? Well, Return of the Jedi was compromises on top of compromises on top of compromises. It was a movie that, if I'm being completely honest, probably shouldn't have been made. But it had to be made because, you know, circumstances and all this, the crap I was just talking about. So, it was thrown together. There's some extremely good stuff in Return of the Jedi, and then there's all the rest. So we, with the rewrite, will have the advantage that we have with all the rewrites. We don't have to deal with any of that real-life garbage. We can just try to make the best film that we possibly can for the circumstances we're at. And I know this is all a dumb way to just explain the philosophy of the rewrite, but I mention that because I really want to walk into Return of the Jedi with a fine scalpel. You know what I mean? I don't want to just say, all right, whoosh. Instead, I want to go in and be like, all right, hang on. Let's think about this. Let's think about character motivation. Let's think about sequence of events. Let's think about which scenes go where. Let's think about why this character is doing this. Let's think about which characters we should put in. Let's think about which characters we should pull out. Really go in there and be precise about it. Because we can be.
Ah, that felt good. You don't know how many times I had to talk myself out of murdering that walking scum.
Watching everything the imps do and not interfering, that's tough.
You learn to take the little victories where you can. An Imperial rescue team will be here any second, so let's move.
Yeah, the Han and Leia stuff.
That should vape all the evidence of my little disappearing act. Can you cover me?
Get to work. I'll keep you safe.
Much obliged.
Jar Jar... Talk about that in a second. Because, yeah, we gotta kill some people. Alright, so... First of all, thank you, Johnny Bigby. Very much appreciate the sub. Always. If you want to put that towards something specific, please let me know. So can anyone here tell me one of the core philosophies of the rewrites? All of them. I've said it many times, so I'm sure at least a few of you can tell me this.
Engaging hostile.
Starfield, you got it. Thank you again. Oh, they're all dead. Be faithful to the ethos of the work. I mean, yes, but that's not the one I was going for. Not the one I was going for. I'll just tell you. I was just hoping some people knew this. Because I like it when people know stuff about the show, because it means I've actually been successful at doing my job, and that makes me happy. But no. One of the core philosophies is, if we can improve it, improve it. If we can't, dump it. Jar Jar might straight up be axed. I don't know. But the goal is always, the beginning step is always try to improve. If we feel like we can't improve, that's when stuff gets removed.
Timer's set. She's ready to blow.
Go, go, go!
So what we tend to do, what I tend to do, is I look at something like, say, Jar Jar, and I say, what purpose do you serve? What is the point of Jar Jar existing? Now, I should probably mention, I do this with everything I write, not just rewrites. Characters, plot points, settings, world building, all that stuff has to actually serve a purpose. A narrative purpose and or a gameplay purpose, depending on what we're working on. Now, a purpose, there's all sorts of things that a purpose can be, so I'm not saying it's like, I'm not trying to be all harsh about this, but you get my point, right? Thank you for the help, by the way, everyone. If I haven't said that today, I need to say it again. Y'all are awesome. So we look at Jar Jar and we say, what purpose do you serve in the narrative? Yeah, just that's too soon. And then we work from there. Now that we've identified Jar Jar's purpose, we say, does he fulfill that purpose? Now, we actually know what Jar Jar's purpose was because we have a huge amount of behind-the-scenes material for Phantom Menace. Jar Jar's purpose was to be there, to be lowbrow, broad humor for the kids. That was his purpose. They failed miserably at that, to be blunt, but that still means we could probably try to repurpose that, restructure that, to keep that overall purpose. If we wanted to, which we don't. So what other purposes does Jar Jar serve? Well, and thank you, Cashel, for actually hitting both points I was just about to bring up. Jar Cashel can be comic relief. C-3PO serves as the same exact
Welcome back to the loving arms of the Republic, Prelin. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too, Jonas. Your friend got me out with all limbs intact. Guess that means I owe you 20 credits, huh?
Ah, Captain. You brighten my day. Fatten my bank account and gun down imps like maimed banthas. Marry me when this war is over.
We can chat later. I want to know about the Gauntlet.
Yeah, we better get down to business. The Gauntlet, the Empire's new superweapon. It's a massive cannon built into the frame of an Imperial battlecruiser. But it's no ordinary cannon. The Gauntlet can fire on ships traveling through hyperspace, where they're completely helpless. Warships go down in one shot.
A weapon that powerful could win the war by itself.
Exactly. We have to move fast to stop this thing. We've got a full report ready. Once Jonas gets me to a terminal, I'll send the details to General Garza.
You'd better head back to Coruscant, Captain. Garza will have Prelin's report by the time you get there, and I'm sure she'll want to keep Havoc Squad in the loop.
What have I gotten into now?
This is one party I won't mind seeing the end of. Take care, Captain.
No! Giga! Anyways, sorry. So there's total validity. We're not doing Darth Jar Jar. First of all, you know me and memes. Second of all, no, that's stupid. But the idea that was hilarious, by the way, Giga. The idea of using Jar Jar for comedic relief is fine. If I'm being completely honest, my narrative instincts, whatever you want to call those, don't like that idea. The more I look at Jar Jar, the more I see something that I believe Cord mentioned. Yes, I was right. Jar Jar is a pretty good insight. So we mentioned there's another thing. Jar Jar is a good insight into the Gungan people, or rather, could be, and more to the point, could be an everyman. Ordinary, down-to-earth, normal perspective. Now, if you're paying attention, the everyman perspective is something that works very well in a series which has space wizards and, you know, galactic level stakes. It's a good way to ground the audience, and it's a good way to show the actual impact of these decisions that are happening. And yeah, it's worth noting we don't actually need the everyman to not be to be serious. They can still be a comedic relief. So we've actually still got the big ability to restructure Jar Jar and keep both of those narrative purposes without really changing much. So that's probably, I'm just giving you a bit of an insight into how I do these kind of things, if you're wondering. Because obviously, none of this is even being discussed yet, but you get the idea. We can look at Jar Jar and say, well, what do we want to do with him? How do we want to restructure him? How do we want to rebuild him? Do we want him to have more presence or less, etc., etc., etc.? Wait until you see what we do with Neelix.
Ah, Captain, you've arrived. This is Fleet Admiral Newman, head of the Republic Navy's 5th Assault Fleet, and Supreme Commander Rands, overall head of the Republic Armed Forces.
Good day. We've both heard a great deal about you, Captain.
Given our present circumstances, Fleet Admiral Newman and Supreme Commander Rands have come here to plan a full-scale joint operation to deal with the Gauntlet superweapon.
What's our strategy for dealing with the Gauntlet, General?
Plans are still being developed.
A single operational Gauntlet device gives the Empire a decisive military advantage. But Agent Gorn's report has revealed the enemy's true plan: mass production.
If the Gauntlet prototype is completed and the Empire succeeds in producing more of them, we're doomed. The entire Republic would be conquered in a matter of weeks.
There must be something we can do to stop this thing, sir.
Destroying the Gauntlet will require a coordinated naval and infantry strike of unprecedented scale. Our forces must begin preparing now.
In the midst of the assault we're planning, a single commando team will board the Gauntlet and sabotage it from within. We've chosen Havoc Squad to carry out this task.
Havoc Squad will be proud to end this threat to the Republic, sir.
Your team will need to be expanded. You'll need a technical specialist and an explosives expert.
The General and I have scoured the entire Republic personnel database to locate the 2 most highly qualified specialists available.
Both men are engaged in active operations. The first on Balmorra. Extract him and return here as quickly as possible. Understood?
If I have your leave, I'll get started immediately, General.
Absolutely, Captain. The sooner Havoc Squad is at full strength, the sooner we can begin the assault on the Gauntlet. Dismissed.
So, thank you for reminding me. I was actually just thinking about this. Apparently there is a way to increase the size of subtitles. Where was that? Hang on. So that's in HUD. I don't see it. It should be like right here, but I'm not seeing it. Alright, back to conversation then. Oh, there we go. Conversation subtitles. So let's go ahead and boost that. Whoa, that might be a bit too much. But that might be good. Just kind of scooch those up a little bit. Hopefully that'll be a little bit better. See how that looks. And thank you to, I believe that was Malachor who pointed that out before we started stream today. Yep, that was Malachor. Who told me, hey Laura, I hate you. You're dumb. You're ugly. Well, at least you're being honest. Alright, to Balmorra. Right, because we're Republic. I was just about to say, we're going to Terrace. That's cool. I like going to Terrace. Terrace is cool. Oh, there's the response wheel. Sure, we'll just move that up. Why not? Whatever. Okay. But no, we're going to Balmorra. So, we're going to build a squad. We're going to go around and recruit people to make an elite squad to go hunt down this super dangerous weapon, which we need to do on behalf of the Republic. And we're a merc. We're a freaking merc. Tell me this isn't a merc story arc. Also, this entire story arc is extremely misplaced, if I'm being completely blunt. Like, we just built Havoc Squad, and now we're building Havoc Squad. Like, I get what they're going for. The build a squad story arc is actually semi-common in fiction. But why is this Act 2? So, yeah, it's just even structurally, Act 2 is already misplaced.
Permission to speak freely, sir.
God, that's huge. Is that more readable? That's startling.
Permission granted.
Dorn's a fine soldier, but come on. We both know that exo position had my name all over it.
Oh, he's whining now.
Did you sabotage my career even further? Is it personal? Or did you just forget that I used to be a lieutenant?
This is why you are not command material. Right here. The fact that you think this is personal, the fact that you think you are more command material than someone who is better at you at command material, the fact that you're an idiot.
This isn't about you. Alara just has more of what I'm looking for in an XO.
Fine. You can't see officer material when it's right in front of you, that's your business. Sir.
Good. Now piss off.
Well, the search is officially underway. I transmitted those coordinates we picked up to Balkar's contact in Sigint. Won't be long before we find out where the Deadeyes are. Well, look at that. That you, Gav?
You know, you really ought to start encrypting your communications. Finding your frequency was child's play.
Sorry, I'm muted. Dun, dun, dun.
Your contact looks just like that nosy agent we met before. Weird.
Enough games. I'll just leave you with a friendly suggestion. Walk away.
That smug. Why is he so interested in the Deadeyes? In any case, he knows about Balkar's contact at Sigint. We'll have to find someone else to decrypt those coordinates.
Balkar will know what to do. Let's get a hold of him.
Fine. I'll put in the call. Balkar, this is Sergeant Jorgen with Havoc Squad. You read me?
Loud and clear, Havoc. What is it now?
Zane's trying to stop us from decrypting those coordinates. We need your help.
Are you trying to get me suspended? Fired? Maybe arrested?
Yes or no, Balkar?
Fine. Send me the coordinates. I'll make a few calls, cash in a few favors. It'll take time, but I'll get those coordinates decrypted.
We appreciate this, Balkar.
You're lucky I can't say no to a pretty face. I'll contact you as soon as I learn anything. Balkar out.
Let's hope he's half as good as he thinks he is.
Meanwhile, let's talk to my new XO.
Sir, I'm sorry to bother you, but I've received a troubling message from Captain Kaylor, my supervisory officer from Personnel Division. He ordered me to contact him immediately. I hoped you could join me for the conversation.
I'd be glad to.
Thank you very much, sir. I'll raise him on the holo now. Captain Kaylor, this is Alara Dawn, personnel number 22795, reporting in per your request.
Always the whole mess, every time. Anyway, yes, thank you for returning my call, Alara. It's about this whole situation with your brother. You did a great job, obviously, but people are starting to think you have more information than you're sharing.
We got a lead and Alara acted on it. End of story.
Maybe, maybe not. Alara, if you have information you'd like to share, I think this would be a good time for you to come in.
I appreciate the offer, but I have no further information of value to you.
Suit yourself. I have work to do. Kaylor out.
He's still demanding more. After everything I've done, what do I have to do to prove myself?
You're a good soldier, Alara. You got nothing to prove.
Thank you, sir. But I think it's clear that some people don't feel the same way. Let's just get back to work. I'd rather focus on something else for a while.
Do not blame you. Listen, I know you've been a loyal soldier and actually literally just got promoted, but hey, if there's anything else you want to tell us, maybe anything, you know, you've been hiding from us, this is a good time, you know, to do that. Oh, I like that, Darth Tyrant. I like that a lot. That's also arguably just as damaging as a frickin' gun.
Sir, I need your approval to requisition some supplies for my medical kit. I've categorized the items by relative priority. Everything fits within our allotment under Supply Code 18, but items near the bottom of the list can wait if necessary.
You know what you're doing, Dorn. Request approved.
Thank you. I'll have this submitted immediately. We're fortunate to be serving in Special Forces. We get priority when requesting supplies like these. I've heard that regular army units must now wait several weeks to receive high-demand items. Increased hostilities are taking their toll.
If we don't get hurt, we won't need to use medical supplies.
I'll still keep us fully stocked, just in case. Thank you, sir.
I knew it, Vigilant. It was you! That's a good question, J. Palmer. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about that.
I've been reviewing morale surveys and after-action combat effectiveness reports, and I have good news. For the period following the neutralization of the Ambassador, statistics are up throughout the Republic's armed forces.
You did something amazing. Of course people are reacting.
The plan has worked flawlessly. I am concerned that we might see diminishing returns from future missions, unless our targets become even more impressive, though. Havoc Squad's new quarry will have to be someone truly savage, a merciless threat to all that's good and decent in the galaxy.
This was all your idea, Forex. Target selection is up to you.
Thank you very much, sir. I won't let you down. Sir, I'm wondering if you'd be kind enough to share what you know about Force users. I've only been programmed with a basic knowledge of Jedi and Sith capabilities. What do you think about them?
Jedi and Sith are capable of some pretty amazing things.
That's what my records indicate. I only ask because it is a commonly held belief that so-called ordinary soldiers are no match for Force users in combat. Clearly that belief is false, but it persists. I suggest that I target a notable Sith Lord and neutralize him, publicly.
I've always wanted to put those slime balls in their place.
I'm glad you share my enthusiasm. I'll let you know as soon as I find a suitable target.
Okay. Keep me posted. Alright. Balmora. I think we might be able to beat Balmora before the lunch break. Let's not fuss around, shall we?
Captain, I understand you've reached Balmora. Let's get straight to it, shall we? Imperial forces conquered the planet during the First War, but a Balmoran resistance movement has fought the occupation to this day. Republic support for the resistance has been inconsistent over the years, but now our forces are pushing to drive the Empire off Balmora for good.
If our people need backup, they can count on Havoc Squad.
Your primary objective, of course, is the recruitment of Havoc Squad's new explosives expert. His name is Tano Vic. Vic is a Weequay and a natural at demolitions work, but he also has a history of insubordination and collateral damage. Keep him on a short leash.
I'm sure I can keep him out of trouble, General.
I hope so. To be clear, Vic's infractions were not minor, and they led to his dishonorable discharge over a year ago. He is, however, the most skilled demolitionist on record, and Havoc Squad needs the best.
I'll give the guy a shot at least.
He is the only available explosive expert anywhere close to Havoc standards.
In the whole galaxy.
Vic is currently fighting
That's
as
impressive.
a mercenary for the Balmoran resistance. His supervisor is a resistance leader named Arden. Meet with Arden. Learn where Vic is stationed and pull him out as quickly as possible. Contact me again when you've done so. Garza out.
Cool. And by cool, I mean terrible. Where am I? Yeah, I don't remember Weequay particularly fondly, but we always got to have at least one. Is there any class that has no bad companions? Because I don't think there is. Knight? Hang on. I mean, there are worse than others. Oh yeah, Rusk. So here's a question. You know what? Hang on. Let me get my names right. No, I mean bad, Malachor. Alright, so who's worse? Hang on, let me find the names here. I can't remember their damn names. Okay, so who's worse? Skadge or Brune Mark? Because if you ask me who the worst companions were in the game, those two come to my mind immediately. Is this down? This is down. Hey, look, it's that thing that we have to do for some reason. Ugh. So I'm gonna go ahead and say my own, you know, heretical comment here. I don't like Kemval. So that makes me not really like most of the Inquisitor companions. Let's see. So we've got, hang on. So we got Kemval, Andronicus, which, whatever. Ashara, which, Talos. Yeah, and Zalek, who is a blank sheet of paper. So that's 0 characters I actually like of the Sith Inquisitor companions.
So let's focus on those war mechs landing on the plateau. Look, it's one of our dependable friends from the Republic. Meeting's over, people. I wouldn't dream of keeping a Republic officer waiting.
I'm not interested in your opinions. I'm interested in Tanno Vic.
Don't worry. I know how much...
Okay, that's not even close to what I wanted to say there.
Look.
Let's try... Okay, we'll do this one then.
I'm here to speak with Tanno Vic. Do you know where I can find him?
General Garza sent me a message explaining everything. I've got Vic's current assignment details right here. We're glad to hear the Republic's finest aren't here to help, but to take away one of my best men instead. We're honored, really.
Havoc Squad needs a demolitions expert.
Of course.
Sure.
What Havoc needs, Havoc gets. Vic is taking one of our teams on a patrol run. Their next stop is our signal interception post. You can catch up with him there. Now if that's all, there are real soldiers who need my time.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Oh, anything for the Republic.
Yeah, Balmorra is kind of a mess. So, as a quick aside, remember that this happens after the Sith version of Balmorra. So, the Sith have already kind of screwed the planet up pretty badly, and we're trying to clean that up a little bit. We'll talk more about that when we get to doing this on our smuggler.
Reminder, mechanized travel is for official business only.
Yep, it's probably worth mentioning Balmorra was already messed up. Then the Empire showed up, and now it's just like, oh, that's cool. Why would... You can romance Kim? I think I knew that, actually. Still, no. Also, the guild just leveled. Unfortunately, I don't recognize the names, Cord. I'm sorry. So I suppose I'll have to ask you to remind me when we get there. No, it's a flight path, okay. This is me manual. Whee. So, some of you may not know, actually, these aren't even signatures. These aren't even silvers. Some of you may know this from my WoW streams. I have a rule. If you daze me, you die. I've had that rule for over a decade now. So if you're wondering why I turned around to kill those things, that's why. Yeah, I notice we're slowly falling behind in experience. So maybe I should pop another one of those.
Scanning Sector 2. Nothing. Just like the others, Pran.
Excuse me. I'm looking for Tenno Vic.
Ah! Oh! You're with the Republic. I thought I was dead meat.
Looking for Vic, huh? That weak-waist scumbag is long gone.
It's imperative that I locate him immediately.
Vic was here earlier, but he slipped away when we weren't looking, along with our entire security team. All they left was this holo recording.
Gentlemen, Tenno Vic, 53rd Irregulars. I'm afraid your fine security team is being co-opted for a very important top-secret mission. This is all on Republic orders, of course. Part of the big push. Take a look at Regulation 235R. You'll see that everything checks out. Have a good one.
Cool.
How could you let one man take your entire security team?
We were busy watching our stations. We never even saw them leave.
Vic is the least of our problems. With security gone, Imperial commandos have breached the perimeter and started sabotaging our equipment. All of our comm relays are down. General Racton himself could march an army through here, and we would have no way to warn anyone.
Is there any way to get the relays back online?
Judging by the way the relays cut out, I'd guess the imps just yanked the power couplings. Easy fix, but the problem will be fighting through those commando teams. Do you think you can manage it?
I'll have the relays back online in no time.
Just like that, huh? Just another day on the job. We'll try to hold down the fort while you're gone.
Do you know who I am? Just who the hell do you think I am? Sorry.
Stand by.
It's... I don't know who that is, Cord. I'm sorry. My memories of the Republic side are not super strong. I believe you that he's a person. Maybe. Anyways, so, I'm gonna go ahead and say theme, Mr. Red. I know you disagree with that personally, and you're not the only one, but I still stand by theme on that one.
Hostile contact!
Well, I gotta wait for the respawn. Yep, just waiting for the quest respawn. Oh, there's another one. Oh, thank God. This is absolutely not in-game music. I suppose we'll listen to Balmorra. Hang on. We'll listen to it for about 5 minutes, and we'll turn it off again. Because that's how it's going to work. Hang on. Excuse me, 6 minutes. Hey, Luco. Balmora is also where I noticed the daze mechanic more while we're on the subject. And don't worry, we'll run into daze a lot on Belsavis. This is in-game music, kind of. This is the Balmora theme. One of the two. Hi, Sean. It's alright. It's a good song. I mean, there are several good songs. That's why I went ahead and tossed out an asterisk-y music positive. It's asterisk laden, but it's there. Damn it! What do you want from me? I feel like there's one other song I rather enjoy from the vanilla stuff. Whoops. Going the wrong way.
You did it! Comms are back up and we've already picked up a lot of Imperial chatter. You really made an impression.
I couldn't stand by while allies were in danger.
We won't forget it. You can bet on that. Once the equipment came back up, Jalba had the bright idea of tapping Vic's communications, like we do the imps. Listen to this.
A dangerous mission, no doubt about it. To be honest, a lot of you probably won't make it back. Of course, if you ask the guys up top, they'll never even admit to ordering this mission. That's how it is in this business. But we're not here for glory or credits. We're here to save Balmora. Am I right?
I don't know if I can even watch this nonsense.
No, wait. Listen to this part.
Step 1 is Sobrik. Once we have what we need there, it will be a straight shot to our final objective.
Sobrik's an Imperial-occupied city, one of their main bases of operations on Balmora. Sounds like you could catch up to Vic there.
I better move out right away.
Hopefully you can catch that scumbag before he slips away again.
I know a guy, a major in the Republic Special Forces, Trian. He's been helping us out around Sobrik. I'll bet he could narrow down the search for you.
Thanks again for all your help. And good luck catching up to that scumbag.
Yeah, I believe this one we're listening to right now is... Nope, this is the Forge? The other one is the Occupation. Those are both... Yeah, let's go ahead and go with World Destruction in both cases. Oh, no. Okay, hang on. So... Hang on. You told me how to pronounce this last time. Oh, jeez. Okay, I can do it. I can do it. I'm ready. I want to go with Dracogy. No, that sounds wrong. Dracogy? Dracogy.
Reminder. Mechanized travel is for official business only.
Dracogy, maybe? Because it sounds like it should be like biology, but it's Drake or Dracogy. And I feel it sounds like I'm screwing it up, Dracogy, but it feels like that's what it should be too, and that's why I keep stuttering it over it because I'm really stupid. Like, you see that giant cannon over there? That doesn't even have the size of the level of stupidity that I contain within me. It's all very dense though, and it creates this Kai Lang sort of field around me. So you gotta not get too near me. But either way, thank you very, very much for the donation. I do really appreciate it, even though I'm really stupid. I will put that towards Eastward. Thank you. Because, yeah, it's like dragon biology, right? Remember this. It's a really cool concept. How did I go to the wrong place? This is the right place. I insist that this is the right place.
Mechanized travel is for official business.
Screw it. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna do it live. We're gonna do it live. Oh, you went the... Okay. That's... I was gonna say it's down there, right? Well, let's try something. Yeah! Okay, so that just kills us. That's good to know. It's good to test these things. Every now and again, you need to make sure that you die. People die when they're killed. This is... okay, hang on. So, let's see. Let me look at some of the questions in the queue. I've actually missed a few of these here. Let's see here. I could have... You're right! I should have done the Master Chief thing. ODST it. There we go. Ahem. Would it be cheaper to mount multiple planetary bases or build a Death Star and blow up every planet? Which would be cheaper? The Death Star. But I don't know if cheaper qualifies as better under these circumstances.
Captain, I'm Major Triam, 35th Recon. You can stand at ease.
I appreciate your time, Major. I'm hoping you can help me find a Weequay named Tenno Vic.
I'll bet I can. That lying filth volunteered to destroy some Imperial jammers in Sobrik. They're blocking the scan data from all of our high-altitude probe droids. Vic took the explosives but never did the job. The Resistance needs the data from those probes to avoid patrols and conduct raids.
Game?
Just give me the target coordinates and I'll move out.
It's not that simple, unfortunately. You'll need detonite charges to bring the jammers down. Vic took the last of mine, so you'll have to do a bit of scrounging. The imps have checkpoints scattered through Sobrik. They'll have explosives. Once you have enough charges, hit those jammers hard.
Consider the jammers scrapped, sir.
Once the jammers are down, and we start getting full aerial scans of Sobrik, we can pinpoint exactly where Vic took my explosives. Contact me via holo as soon as the jammers are down. Dismiss, Captain.
Legitimate question. Does a major outrank a captain? Oh. Yeah. Find the other Balmora song really quick here. No, that's the one we just listened to. There we go. Okay. Sure. I don't feel like waiting for that elevator. None of this is real, Luca, but yes, you can share it here and on Discord and honestly anywhere you want to. Uh-oh. Oh, no! No! Okay, so if you're trying to figure out what's going on here, we are, physics locked? It's trying to shove us down. Hey! Okay, let's try that again. On the thing this time. There we go. There we go. We're okay. We're okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, we made it. We made it. We did it. Oh, screw this goddamn planet. There's worse planets, of course. Right up here. Nope. Oh, hang on. I can do this. There we go. I should probably heal.
This will help.
I mean, zone design is generally one of WoW's specialities, alongside boss design and dungeon design and trash design and raid design and quest design. Okay, shut up. The point being, my face, okay? You're probably thinking, what do you mean? Well, there's your face, but then there's my face. Big difference. Yeah, I actually remember this area kind of sucking. Going through this, you know, back in the day of lots of people being here and barely being able to kill stuff and being underleveled. This is, not nearly that bad. Critical gameplay flaw in WoW?
Incoming.
As opposed to... Okay. Other than the fact that they keep inventing amazing systems and then abandoning them, which honestly is probably one of the biggest gameplay mistakes WoW makes. I'm not even talking about the obvious stuff. I got one for you. You remember when LFR was designed to be a perfectly acceptable progression path for raiders who didn't have time or availability to have a full static raid team? I do. It was awesome. It was during Pandaria, specifically. That was abandoned. You remember when every crafting quest had a whole quest chain, which had some cool and fun stuff in it, that also had its own story arc? That was Legion. Like, again, even if you discount the big stuff, WoW has a really bad habit of coming up with great ideas and then completely abandoning them. Thank God for that, Mega Skullmon Spockmon. Like, I hate to say that, but crafting has always kind of sucked in WoW, with a few exceptions. Yeah, you remember when they had this really cool idea to have you gain just rep and focus with this little farmer dude and all his friends around the Valley of the Four Winds, and each of them had their own little micro stories.
The Empire will not give up this foothold on Balmora easily.
And of course, the entirety of the cooking and farming stuff. That's a good question, Star Wars. I don't know, though. It would involve defining the Force, defining the Sith, and defining the Jedi, none of which has been done yet. Listen, Blue Hair. Yeah, that's the thing about WoW. WoW is so old, it's easy to point to things it does wrong. It is just also easy to point to things it does right. Oh, this song stopped. Let's go back. No, that's Drum and Koss. Yeah, let's go back to this song. Check this out there.
Hostile contact!
Although, actually, while we're here... No, I think we want the dot. Well, okay. That's a good question, Star Wars. So obviously I don't know is the answer because of all the reasons I just gave. However, if you put a gun to my head right now, if you put a blaster to my head, or a lightsaber? If you put a lightsaber to my head right now and said, choose right now or I'll kill you, I'd be like, well, first of all, you're obviously a Sith. I would like England versus France better, but that's because that's my writing style in general. I tend to prefer more nuanced factions. If you've paid attention to anything I've written ever, I tend to try and flesh out both sides or all the sides to the point where they're a side as opposed to being a universal ball of whatever, good, bad, or in between. So I like the idea more that the Sith are a faction rather than the Sith. I do not, Luco. Death to fiction and to the living. Someday, if I ever actually have time, I actually hope to start updating the wiki. But other than that, most of the stuff I write, you're never going to see. Unless you watch my WoW videos, that's stuff I wrote. But obviously that's a little bit different. Now the rewrites, well, you'll be able to see those, so that'll be something I wrote.
Jammers have been destroyed, Major. I repeat, the jammers are down.
That's good to hear, Captain. I was starting to sweat. All right, the aerial scans are coming in now. Let's see if we can find that weak way. I'm seeing signs of an explosive entry at the Imperial HQ, near the administrative offices. We don't have any people in the area, so it's got to be Vic's handiwork.
Why would Vic attack Imperial headquarters?
Your guess is as good as mine. Somehow I doubt it's as heroic as it sounds. I'm sending you the coordinates now. When you run into Vic, pass on my thanks for all his help. Triumph out.
I agree, Damashi. Completely. It's probably one of the better aspects of the game overall, for me. Pax was asking me just a couple nights ago, because I was venting about how much Tor was pissing me off. And he was like, dude, why do you even play? Like, is there anything good on it? I was like, oh, dude, absolutely. And you ever have that thing where you're in the middle of a rant and all of the negative energy in your voice and your mentality just immediately translates into positive energy? You ever have that happen? Is that just me? I actually don't know. I'm really asking. Because that's exactly what happened. It was just like, oh, dude, no, this stuff is awesome. Like, not even missing a beat. God, it's so incredible. The way they do the factions, the way they do the Force. I described to him one of my favorite elements of this entire game, which is the, it's a Sith Warrior quest on Hoth, specifically. And I was just like, oh, dude, it's so good. And there's nuance, and there's characters, and there's flavor, and there's lore, and it's awesome. Why do you keep playing it? That's why I keep playing it. I will also mention something as an aside. Some of you may or may not be aware of the fact that I keep track of my relative viewing figures. We've actually had a lot of people watching the Tor run. But those numbers have been doing nothing but dropping ever since the first thing. I'm hoping some people will come back when we start shifting off of the Trooper and, you know, Knight storyline, which we're starting with. Because, you know... It's okay. I swear it gets better. Please. Tor loves me, baby. It's just, it can change. I know it can change. You just gotta give it a chance. I am not eligible for this conversation. That's a new error. I've not seen that one. Oh my god. Okay.
You are not the man I left behind to cover us, but you are answering his hollow. Just who does that make you, exactly?
I'm the commander of Havoc Squad. I'm here to recruit you.
For some reason.
I thought that message was a prank. This is too good. I really want to hear what the Republic has to offer me, because last I checked, I wasn't winning any popularity contests with Command. But that'll have to wait until my work here is done. I couldn't stand to leave without doing my part for the Balmorans.
Are you telling me you actually care about helping these people?
Why else would I be here? You know, if you're really interested in getting me on your team, you might want to pitch in with this operation. My odds of surviving go way up if I have Havoc Squad's help. I'd say that's better for all of us.
Doesn't sound like I have any other options.
Yeah, let's make the best of a bad situation. My team and I just grabbed an enemy VIP named Brel Oris. He's a Balmoran fat cat who sold out to the imps. Thieving mongrel slime! You'll pay for this! You'll pay for... Brel has volunteered the location of a hazard vault where my objective is hidden. I'm borrowing a Republic missile battery to blast it open.
What's hidden inside the hazard vault, Vic?
Let me worry about that part. I need you to clear a path. There are all sorts of defenses that could stop my missile before it hits. The imps have anti-missile turrets, shields, defensive sensors. Why don't you start with the sensors? Take them down, then contact me again. Copy?
You don't give me orders.
Sorry, didn't catch that. We'd better just talk later. Good luck.
So, let's get this out of the way. Tenovic is guaranteed to be a negative to story. Now, the specifics, however, that we're not sure about that yet. And the reason why, because I can't judge whether or not a character is good or bad within 20 seconds. Actually, that's not true. I totally can do that. But the relevant point is, even if he's a bad character can be written well, right? Hi, Giga. Ugh. So, the problem is that Mockingbirds hates me. And I don't know why Mockingbirds hates me. It's very strange, actually. Is there a reason you hate me, Mockingbirds? Fastest I've ever decided a character sucks. Xenos! That's not true. That isn't true. The unironic answer to that question? Grungy. This is appropriate music for what we're doing right now. So here's the problem with Jackass. I'm just... yeah, I'm just gonna ride. I don't want to deal with that cliff again. Whoa! There's a thing fiction likes to do. It's when you... I'm trying to think of how to explain this because I'm stupid. But the way it works is they engineer a desperate situation, and then they're like, but you don't understand. We have to do this terrible thing. God damn it! Because of this desperate situation. We have to do this. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult, but we have to make the hard choices. Now, I'm making fun of this because of the fact that fiction usually screws this up. There's actually a really strong amount of narrative potential and power to making good people have to compromise and do bad things to accomplish a greater good. Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Benjamin Sisko. So it's obvious why writers like to pull this trick. And it's obvious why they try to do it. But the problem is that they have this really strong tendency to not do the necessary build-up or the necessary work that is required in order to make this situation what it needs to be. Let me put it to you this way. Let me say, let's assume... Oh, are you freaking kidding me? God damn it, die! Die in a fire! You are all dead. You are all dead. I was going to let your miserable little lives live, but instead, they're not going to find anything of you. There will be nothing left. But yeah, the desperation is the specific thing that tends to screw up. Because what happens is, they're like, oh my god, I'm out of milk in the fridge, and I could just go and go to the grocery store and get some goddamn milk. But wait, there's a kitten sitting just outside the door on my way to get to the grocery store. I have to kill this kitten. I have to murder this innocent, defenseless kitten. How awful. How terrible of a thing I must do, because I need this milk, and everyone is just screaming at the screen. Just walk around it. Now, I'm obviously being facetious, but you would be astonished how often fiction, or actually you probably wouldn't because you probably encountered fiction before, how often that happens. How often they just they construct a bad scenario. And they just say, oh no, we must do the hard thing. We must take this terrible... You could just go around. Or the situation isn't even that desperate. Yeah, exactly, Lord Hermit. There's so many ways to make this crap work. Now, why am I talking about this now? Why are we recruiting this asshole? Go ahead. Answer the question. I know you know. I know you know I know. We've got to recruit this team. We need the best. We need the best of the best, and we have to have this team because there's this... Because Act 2, Trooper. So, my point is, even if Vic is a negative for being a bad character, whether or not he is a negative for being a bad character, he is bad for the narrative because plot. I don't have a better way to put it. Because plot. Because we have to do this. We are required to do all these things and jump through all these goddamn hoops. Hoops! Oh my god! My brain! I'm losing my brain! We have to jump through all these goddamn hoops. And deal with this asshole having a permanent spot on Havoc Squad. Havoc Squad, the elite that they've talked up a billion times for this crap. You know what would work a lot better? Imagine if we were a mercenary. I'm not letting that go, by the way, because the game won't let that go. Imagine if we were just a mercenary group and we're like, all right, we need to recruit this dude. And he's the only one available for hire. He's the only person we can get a hold of. And it's like, fine, we'll put up with it because we're a frickin' merc. Even then, I would probably rewrite him or make it different. But the point is, this would make a lot more sense if we weren't a Spec Ops. And that just keeps happening. Okay, I'm good. Aight.
The sensor stations are down, Vic.
Nice job. I guess they say Havoc is the best for a reason. I have to ask, Captain, why me? I mean, sure, I'm pretty incredible. But last I heard, the guys up top weren't too interested in having me around.
I need the best! I need the best! No, I'm gonna answer because you're expendable, you asshole.
Havoc Squad's next mission is dangerous, and no one cares if you come back.
That's about what I expected. From a dishonorable discharge to Havoc Squad in less than a year. It's a crazy galaxy. Let's get back to helping these poor, pitiful Balmorans. Now that the sensors are gone, I need you to hit the IM's anti-missile turrets. Think you can handle that?
Are you doing anything in this plan?
I'm still programming this missile to be sure it hits its target. We wouldn't want to waste all your effort. Keep in touch. Vic out.
You know what the biggest sin of this is? Vic irritates the player. Now, hold on for a second. Let me explain that for a second. I've actually talked about this recently, even, in our Wasteland 3 video. And I think in Lufia? No, Lufia 1. I don't remember. We've talked about this recently. If you're going to make a character deliberately irritate the player, that's something you can do. That's something that can work. That's something has some validity. But you have to have a payoff. You have to have some kind of payoff for that. Maybe they have a character arc that turns them around. That's something that's valid and has happened before. Maybe you have some kind of comeuppance, right? It was Wasteland 3 with the frickin' radio duo. That's right. Yes, this is Jennifer Hale, Mockingbirds. By the way, do me a weird favor, Mockingbirds. Hit refresh on, like, the page and see if a button pops up that's like, I subbed. You need to have some kind of payoff. There's a lot of different types of payoff, but you need to have some kind of payoff. That should be safe. Yeah! Oh, geez, that was actually close. Do you think there's going to be a payoff for Tano Vic? Whoops, I did not. I just pulled a 100 right there. Yeah, actually, you know what? That's a great way to put that, Lord Harriman. Thank you. You know how you do irritating properly? Dolores Umbridge. Huge prop. Oh, god damn it. Huge props to the actress, by the way. I have nothing but respect for that actress. It is actually hard to do what she did in that film. Thank you, Mockingbirds. What did you want to put that towards again? Sorry. You already told me, and then I just spaced because my brain went blah, blah, blah. Where are the missile launchers? Where are the missile launchers? Where are the missile? Oh my god. I have no idea, Kay. I definitely don't know who this person was who is now a stain on the ground. Oh my god, where are these stupid things? I am not seeing them. I did, sorry, Jesse's Mask. Give me 1 second, because I'm actually kind of in a hurry now. Where are these things? Spiritfarer, are you sure? I don't mind putting it to Saints Row 5. Really. Is this... Oh, there it is! I couldn't see that thing on the underside. No wonder I didn't see it. Yeah, no, Dolores, we've talked about this before. I've talked about this in my ruminations on the series. Dolores Umbridge is almost universally more hated than freaking Voldemort. Now, that's not a complaint. That's a job well done. You know, another character like that? I can't actually speak more about this because spoilers, but Ted Faro. That's a character that is designed to be... It's called a hate sink, is the term for that. And there's an art to making a good hate sink. Ted Faro is a brilliant hate sink. Just... I should write down these donations. Hang on. So, hang on. So, we got Mockingbirds, who is awesome. Towards Spiritfarer, which is probably also awesome. And then I saw Jesse's Mask donated. Thank you, Jesse's Mask. Awesome. I mean, you are awesome. And thank you, Mockingbirds, very much. Much appreciate both of you. And Jesse's Mask is going towards... Avion 1, which I don't know how to pronounce. That's the thing. And this should be the other turret. Yep, thank you. Yes, Ted Faro. Whoa, is a camera bug. For God's sakes.
I've destroyed the anti-missile turrets.
Much appreciated. We're going to be ready to launch in no time. So, what's it like being top squad in the Republic? You have command breathing down your neck, or do they give you room to operate?
General Garza oversees all of Havoc Squad's operations personally.
Never met Garza, but I know her reputation. I'm surprised she's willing to have me in the same sector. Only one more thing between my missile and its target, an aerial shield generator. Take it down, and we'll be go for launch, Captain.
How do I know you aren't lying to me?
Oh, I wouldn't do that. You can trust me. See you soon. Vic out.
It'll be fine. Trust me. I'm gonna go ahead and chop off here. I don't think we're gonna make it before the lunch break, and I'm getting shaky hungry. So, when we come back, in about an hour, we will go ahead and continue to recruit Jackass McGee. And I actually have food. I'm just gonna be reheating stuff, but, you know. Also gonna close my eyes for a bit, because holy hell. Ugh.